Your feet is more than anything else you can say, because it can be one that is a multifaceted journey, but it always helps to have that help, and especially somebody who knows the ups and downs of it and understands all of the turns and this and that in between. So this is why this morning, everybody, let's welcome her as we get to know a little bit more about breastfeeding. It is Londeki Lensiva. Sister Londe, how are you?
Oh, thanks, and you. Thank you for that wonderful introduction.
It's the truth, my lovely lady. But I want us to jump right into it, please, because I feel like so many people have misconceptions about breastfeeding. For a long time, it's even been taboo doing it in certain places and everything. So can I please ask you, what are those misconceptions that a lot of women have?
Some of the misconceptions are that if you are HIV positive, you cannot breastfeed because of the risk of transmission. But that's not true. If you are your viral load is suppressed and you're receiving proper medical treatment, you can breastfeed. And that's even better, because then the baby gets a better immunity against certain childhood illnesses. So that's one of the myths that we're always trying to dispel in our communities. And another myth on the lighter side is that some mums with the bigger bosoms, you know, with the larger breasts, they think that they won't produce enough milk. But it's actually not true. It's just fatty tissue that you have that's making your breast large. But all the other cells that help with the ducts that help with breastfeeding, they are perfectly fine. They are functional, and with enough stimulation and bonding with the baby, you can breastfeed successfully and produce enough milk.
You see, Sister Londe, this is why we have you here, so that we have all of this information, because like you say, you know, there are those things that some women just don't know. However, I also know that when we talk about skin-to-skin contact, it can be very important when you need to now establish breastfeeding with your baby. But how important is it?
Skin-to-skin is the most wonderful thing. Sometimes I look at the mums and the babies doing skin-to-skin and I get goosebumps. And I feel all warm and fuzzy inside. So skin-to-skin is best initiated as soon as the baby is born, to put baby on your chest. And immediately you can see the mums relax and you can see them have that joy. It also helps the baby regulate baby's body temperature, their heart rate. It just keeps them calm. And then what it also does is that it triggers this instinct in the newborns. I've seen a few videos, and I've seen it with other mums, where the baby suddenly crawls towards the breast and they can smell their moms and they just want to latch and feed. And it also stimulates the hormone that helps create breast milk, called oxytocin. So you see that really helps, and then the mums are relaxed, they're calm. Even dads can do skin-to-skin, help with bonding, or the other birthing partner, they can also do skin-to-skin. But particularly for breastfeeding, it just sets the tone for it. Stimulates the milk, comforts the baby, makes mom calm, and if mom is calm, then breastfeeding also works out even better.
Beautiful. And you spoke of latching. I think that for me, I'm not a mother yet, one day, but today is not the day. However, I've seen a lot of, you know, movies and series where sometimes, you know, they'll take us through that sort of journey that women go through when a baby isn't latching. So how does this actually impact the baby and the mother?
Yeah, when mums are struggling to latch, it's a bit of a frustration, right? Because then they start to feel like every time they need to feed the baby, it's like, oh, wasuga logo, right? And that's very distressing. So even for the baby as well, because you're struggling to latch, the baby becomes restless, agitated. So you get this negative, like, feedback loop, like a cycle where mum is distressed, baby is distressed. So if we're not latching right, then it also means that we're not going to be able to produce enough milk. Your nipples are going to be cracked, they're going to be sore, and it just turns into this like experience that's not so positive or the way that you had planned. So getting a good latch is very, very important from the beginning.
Okay, and obviously there's different ways to do that.
Yes, there's different ways to do that. We recently did like a series of videos on our Instagram showing mummies how to latch, trying out different positions. And I'd say mums must take advantage of the opportunity that they have while they're in hospital after the birth, where the midwives are there to help guide them, show them different latching techniques, how to know when the baby is properly latched. So, for example, we always say you need to make sure that the baby takes in a big chunk of the areola and not just the nipple.
Yeah.
Because if they're just taking the nipple, it aggravates that rawness and the discomfort.
Oh, I just saw that visual that you just have a baby just latching on there. That's so adorable.
It's the most amazing thing.
Right? I can imagine that your job is just so fulfilling,
It
Sister
is.
Londe.
It
Oh,
is.
man. But obviously we know as well that, it's very important for postnatal nurturing, or rather postnatal care. Speak to me about the importance of that, please.
Okay. So, postnatal care is important, but I believe that it starts in the antenatal period.
Okay.
So during pregnancy, if you get an opportunity to attend antenatal classes where you get to learn about breastfeeding, right?
Yeah.
Then you prime your mind, you prep yourself. It's almost like having, when you want to progress in your career, you'll have a life coach, you'll have a fitness coach at the gym. So if you start during the antenatal period, just preparing your mind for the journey ahead to say, I'm going to breastfeed, understanding the benefits of breastfeeding, learning about the different latching techniques.
Yeah.
So if you start and you've prepared yourself, you've got information, you've got all your tools and your resources, in the postpartum period, it becomes a lot easier.
Yeah.
But then back to your question about the postpartum period. Sorry, I get carried
No,
away
girl,
when we
tell
talk
us
about,
everything.
breastfeeding.
Yes.
So in the postpartum period, the midwives like to take advantage of what we call the golden hour. So that's the first hour after the baby is born, right?
Yeah.
That's when we stop all the medical interventions and stuff, and we want to focus on getting mum and baby to bond and to latch.
Oh.
Okay, so we've got those 9 instinctive stages of the newborn, and we take advantage of that in the first hour.
I love
so that's the kind of support that the midwives would provide early on in the postpartum period.
Yes. Sister Londe, I'm going to call you the day that I have a child, all right?
I'll be here. I'll be right there.
Lovely. An Expresso family. She is one to trust, and so are our incredible midwives all around the country, particularly when we are getting to know more about this beautiful phase of becoming a mother. And honestly, something that's with you forever, actually. Not just a phase, but I think that early development of becoming a mother in the initial stages. It is beautiful as well, the fact that Sister Londe is not going anywhere. No, because we are continuing with Breastfeeding Awareness Week. But for now, we're heading over to Cape TZ with my amazing family. Hi, guys.
I always feel so warm when she introduces us like that.
Right?
It's so special. Thank you very much. But hey, salute to all the moms out there.
Yeah.
Dads, come on, pull in and support. That's it. But right now, it is time for our Pharmacy of the Week series, and that's where we salute our remarkable individuals leading the charge in healthcare.
Now, today we pay tribute to the local choice pharmacy in Lenasia, proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
Our pharmacies are on the front line of healthcare. This is Pharmacy of the Week.
Welcome to the local choice pharmacy Lenasia. Our pharmacy is fairly new. We're the youngest pharmacy in Lenasia. We've opened about 1.5 years ago. My passion is pharmacy. My passion is a patient. And the end result, when they walk out smiling and they come back and say, hey, your medication worked, is the best feeling possible under the sun. It is very important to know your products, to know your patient, and to know your plan of action with respect to how we're going to cure or get this patient right. We have a lot to give, and we need you here so that we can give more. Watch this space for basically freebies and community days where we give out a lot of free testing and free goodies and advice as well. Keep us in mind because we do everything from chronic medication to deliveries to clinic, also just our consults and our little hug and warm hug at times.
Pharmacy of the Week, proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
Carenza Parisi, proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
I love that. Celebrating pharmacies. We thank all the pharmacists making a massive difference in their communities. We really appreciate you.
Thank you very much, Carl. Now we're going to take a very quick break, go recharge your coffee cup. When we come back, we continue on a Health Tuesday chat. It is Breastfeeding Awareness Week, which coincides also with Women's Month, and we're going to be talking about how fathers can assist mothers with regards to breastfeeding. Stick around for that chat with Zanele up in Joburg.
And of course, some upper body workouts, very, very important. Zanele is going to be taken through the paces. Kelebogile Mabuwane is going to be on the scene to make sure that Zanele is going to work on the fitness. So make sure you stick around to witness the fitness right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
with 5 times greater plaque reduction than brushing and flossing alone. For a cleaner mouth and healthy gums, completes the clean with Listerine.
It's my feel-good breakfast show. You're still on your Feel Good Breakfast show right here on S3. And the lovely thing is that we've only just gotten started. However, we're having those conversations that matter, all about Breastfeeding Awareness Week, rather. And I think this morning we 100% have the best. Her name is Sister Londe. And we are finding out mostly as well about how it impacts women when they do or don't breastfeed, as well as, you know, what it means to go back to work while you're breastfeeding. Sister Londe, are you still good?
I'm good. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for being here. I think that it's always such an incredible thing to see a woman step into motherhood, but it obviously comes with all of these different things, right? Like me returning back to work. How do I do this? Particularly when I'm breastfeeding and maybe my baby's at home and I'm at work. You know, what are some of the things we need to know about that, and what do employers also need to possibly provide?
It is possible to continue breastfeeding once you go back to work. I've had mums who say, I'm going back to work, so I'm going to start the baby on formula.
Yeah.
You really don't have to start formula. So what you can do is start expressing, right?
Yes.
And it takes a lot of planning, because now you're going to be, it's like a balancing act. You're back at work and you need to continue expressing and feeding the baby, caring for a baby, especially if you've got like 2 other children and now you've got a newborn, so it's quite a balancing act. So I'd say planning is definitely key, right?
Yeah.
So plan to say, if I can get in a nice good feed around 6 or 7 in the morning before I go to work, and around tea time, because you need to try and express or pump every 3 to 4 hours. And then every 3 to 4 hours, by like 10 in the morning, 11, you're pumping again. And then at lunchtime, you pump, and by the time you get home, it's like 4 or 5 in the evening, and you can feed the baby again. So planning is key, making sure you've got your ice pack, your cooler box just to store your milk. And it's a part of labor law or good practice for employers to provide a safe environment for mums to be able to breastfeed in the workplace, and also as well as time to pump and express in the workplace. So it's important for you to also express before you go back to work to your manager, to say, I'm going to need to make time for expressing for my baby as well, between my lunch breaks and between meetings and so forth.
I hope all the employers are hearing you.
It's very important, because they benefit as well, because the more they breastfeed, the less the babies get sick and the less the employees need to take family responsibility leave.
True.
So it's a win-win.
You see, Sister Londe, you see, you are mathing nice maths here, because it's making sense. Yes. Also, on top of that, though, even talking about how it's a win-win for everyone, I feel like you always want your, your employees to their mental state and their best physical state. So how does breastfeeding, affect those things with the mother?
Breastfeeding is the most amazing thing. My aunt breastfed my baby cousin Uzanda, and we could see at some point that this is now no longer for the baby. She's enjoying this now. This is all for her. That's how beautiful breastfeeding is. So the one thing about breastfeeding is that it gives you that sense of fulfillment. You're nurturing your baby. You've got a special bond. You create a special still bond with this baby, and you just feel like a sense of fulfillment, as well as physically, right? Immediately after birth, we want the uterus to go back to its unnatural, unpregnant state, right? And the best way to do that is by breastfeeding. One of the best ways to do that is through breastfeeding.
Yeah.
So if you're breastfeeding, your uterus contracts, and then it can go back to its normal size. And that also helps prevent postpartum hemorrhages. That's just a fancy word for a medical term. You know, us medical people like to throw around these terms. But it's just to say it's to prevent hemorrhaging after birth. So if you're breastfeeding, that also helps. And as well, they say a lot of studies are coming up now. They're saying it helps prevent other chronic illnesses like diabetes, hypertension for the mums, even for babies. They say it's found that adults that were breastfed when they were younger, they have less chance of getting cancers, cervical cancers for the mums as well. There's just so many benefits physically and emotionally, and sorry to throw this in, economically as well.
Yes.
It's more cost effective.
That's true.
Because it's straight from the consumer, I mean, from the producer to the consumer. Better for the environment. It doesn't have to be transported around the country to reach the mums.
Yes.
It's really, really amazing.
I love this
It's gone all day.
breastfeeding. Forgive me, yes, I'm sorry, I got excited. I was going to say that breastfeeding is getting such great PR here today. I love it. It really is. But Sister Londe, I also know, of course, that, you know, it takes a village. The mother can't do it alone. So how can everyone around them support the
Definitely. Definitely. You see, the thing is, firstly, the partners, right? I always say to the partners when we're doing antenatal classes, be a part of it, be informed.
Yes.
Okay? So because you are the one who can help mum pick up the early warning signs. Remember, she's all emotional about this whole experience, and sometimes she's not objective. So if you are there attending the antenatal classes with her, when it's time to breastfeed, you understand how you can support her, you understand, okay, now this is colostrum, we're going to transition to fore milk, hind milk, and you can support her better because you're well informed. So that's the first step for the partners. Helping with the household chores, sorting out the meal so that mum doesn't have to stress about it, burping the baby, diaper changing so she can rest, remember? Because if she's not getting enough rest, then she won't be able to produce enough milk. So that's how the partners can support. And the rest of the family, when you come to visit, please be useful. Do not sit and stare at mummy while she's feeding or want to cuddle baby. Let her hold her baby. You do the dishes, do the laundry, cook for them, freeze some meals for them.
I love that. And you know, we get to the house and we want to carry the baby.
Jani.
But you see, Sister Londe, you have freed so many women here today. And thank you for the amazing work that you do. Thank you so much. Oh, my goodness. You see, we've got absolute superheroes that are always here to help our moms on this journey of motherhood, particularly as we're getting to know more in Breastfeeding Awareness Week. And this, my friend, is a huge reminder to you of how you can be supportive to not just the moms, but the babies. And more than anything else, we heard here today how it helps everybody in the whole system, not just the moms and the babies alone. It is, of course, your Feel Good Breakfast show, and the feeling good, it continues, honey. And you know what always makes me feel good? It's those guys there in Cape Town. Hello, beautiful humans.
Did you see she looked at me?
Was it to you?
Was it you?
I don't know.
I also don't know now.
But hey, she did say those guys.
Yes, it was
Plural.
plural. Oh, thank you. That's great.
Okay, yes, that was interesting. Thank you very much. We're going to take a very quick break, a breather, if you will. When you come back, we talk to a phenomenal individual, a pro mountain biker racer, Candace Lull. She's going to be giving us her take on the Olympics because she was there. She's going to sit right here on this couch. Stick around for that chat.
And then, of course, an upper body workout that you can join in with because Kelebogile Mabuane will be taking Zanele through the paces. That is going to be fantastic. So make sure you stay there. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Now, I think you know we are very enthused when it comes to the Olympics and certainly when it comes to our athletes. That's why I'm so excited this morning to be connecting with Candice Lill, who joins us to discuss her mountain biking journey, give us a bigger picture, but also some of those smaller, big moments. She's going to open up about the recent Olympic experience, her future ambitions, and how she's channeling her setbacks into determination and advocating for more women to join the sport, and I think all sports as a result. Talk me through your Olympic experience. First of all, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing well. I'm doing really
I want to
well.
ask, are you okay?
Yes,
but you seem more than okay.
Yes. A lot of people are asking, how are you? Like with a little bit of, trepidation. I'm really good. I've processed it well. Obviously, so it was only just over a week ago that I did the mountain bike race at the Olympics, and everything unfolded. For those that don't know, my wheel broke, tremendously so.
You get breaks and then you get
yes.
an implosion.
Yes. I'm used to punctures, fixing those, it's fairly easy, and this was just, I say, a big freak accident where my wheel just exploded and there was a big loud bang and I had to get off and run to change the wheel. The year that I've had this year has been insane.
Magic.
Yeah, beyond my wildest expectations, honestly. I worked for years to even crack into the top 10. So my goal this year was like, let's get into the top 10 in some of those World Cups. And I got 2 podiums. And yeah, I mean, it's so obviously going into Olympics after that was a different ballgame compared to what other Olympics I've been to, because there I was kind of just participating. Now it was like I was a legit medal
You ain't propping up the numbers.
And I believed it, and obviously there was a lot of pressure from everyone around.
Everyone else believed it as well.
Yes, and pressure, but also support, which is wonderful. It really is part of the game, and especially in mountain biking, like, there is always that risk for mechanicals and things going wrong, and I think that's what makes it so incredible when it really does all come together, because it takes so many dynamics and aspects to work. Back to the processing, I'm going to be home, not for long, but it's a reset, and then back to the second part of the season. So there's big goals coming up. I mean, I'm going to Andorra when we fly over on Saturday again, and it's World Championships, and I have big goals there, and it's redemption time, I feel like what happened at Olympics was not because of something on my part that went wrong. So I still have the confidence, I still have the shape and belief in what I can do.
Have your aspirations increased? Do you think you can do more than you thought you were capable of now that you've been through this gateway?
I think the whole Olympic journey is really interesting, and if I look at myself and I look at other women that have been through the same but also very different journeys, and everybody reacts in a different way, and I think I'm finding that my real strength is like the long haul, like I can go through something that's painful and what I see as a growing experience and an opportunity to learn and grow. And I can come out like with as much motivation, and like the consistency for me is really high. And that's why I have a lot of belief in what I can do in the next months on the World Cups.
How about 4 years from now? Are you going to be back?
I mean, I think if I had done well at this Olympics, or if I'd gotten a medal, I probably would have said no. But now I'm like, this year has been the most incredible year in terms of my results and everything that's happened. And it's as a result of a lot of years of hard work.
Sure.
And a lot of time in the trenches, really. And so, I mean, now I'm 32, and people would say, like, are you coming to the end of your career? And I'm like, no ways, I'm just getting started. So who knows? The next 4 years can definitely happen. I could definitely be in LA.
So to young cyclists, to girls wanting to get into the sport, what advice do you have for them now that they can see what's possible at the top end of this tier?
Yeah, I think it's been amazing how many young women and also mothers of daughters or even little girls themselves have messaged me on Instagram, have reached out and told me like that my journey has inspired them. And I think that's really touched me because, yeah, I mean, I often just feel like I'm doing this thing on my own, and there's so many people following and there's so many people watching, and I think it makes all those lows really worth it, and it makes it count how you react to those. So it's been really cool for me to see that that's been an inspiration to others. But I would say for young girls or young women that want to get involved in mountain biking, do it.
Go for it.
Yes, it's a great idea. And yeah, find a club or friends that you can ride with that make it fun and keep it fun. I mean, even at my level, I need to keep it fun. Otherwise, it's just work all the time. You've got to keep that love, that passion. Invest in your skills, your technical abilities. I think a lot of people will say, you know, they look at the fitness side, but they don't see the other side. And it's actually a massive component of feeling confident and being able to enjoy the ride.
See, this is why I keep telling my daughter it's time for her to learn to ride like a girl, okay? Because we have opportunities in sport at the moment that are unlocking doors for young women. We just have to believe. So if you've got a daughter, show some videos online, just get them inspired, get them interested in something and go out there and conquer. Thank you so much for joining us. I'll wait the 4 years. I'll keep this job to interview you after the news.
Perfect. Thanks.
Hey, look at that. That's fantastic.
Nice.
And, you know, it's great to have future champions on the couch. I love what you said about, I'm not done yet. And that's so true. And I think it's important, especially when you've won the Lotto, you are far from done.
Yeah, because we got a little bit of news for you this morning with regards to the Lotto, because we want you to go and rummage around right now and go check your tickets, Mzansi. The second highest Lotto jackpot in South Africa has been won. But the search is on for the lucky winner who bagged the mind-blowing 100 million rand Lotto jackpot this past Saturday, the 3rd of August.
Yeah, so just please check the ticket. The winning ticket was purchased in Pretoria, Gauteng. If you were in the area and you purchased a ticket there, then it could be you. So check your Lotto tickets right now. And who knows, you may just find out this morning that you are 100 million rand richer. Yes, I said that.
Oh, take a breath, South Africa.
can't.
Panda Push-Up Play. Ituba is the proud operator of the National Lottery. Dude, can you imagine?
I can't. I'm trying to fathom it. It'll be so crazy. Imagine just all the weight on your shoulders of knowing that. This is why Lotto and Ituba, they do offer the financial counseling, which is very, very important. There is another way to get the weight of your shoulders, though, is that actually working your upper body, which is very
to put
important.
weight on your shoulders.
And that's correct.
Exactly. That's
Beautiful.
how you take it off.
Let's do that with Zanele very quickly.
You know what, guys? I'm actually the Lotto winner. It was me in Pretoria that other week. All right. I wish. A very big congratulations to the person that it is. We're so happy for you. But another way to be happy, as you heard from the gents, is to get that weight off of your shoulder in a way of putting it on, in the way of getting some endorphins going. Because this morning we are working out with an incredible woman because we have got Women's Month upon us, and her name is Glebogile Mabuane. And of course, you know we only ever bring you the greatest workouts for the morning. And Kile is about to do the things. Kile, how are you?
Well, how are you?
I'm good, thank you, my gorgeous. I will tell you this much, Nan. In terms of my Expresso family bringing you here for the nation, it's also for me because I've been outside of the gym for a very long time. So can you ease me back into it this morning,
I'll ease you
please?
back into it.
Thank you. Okay,
All right.
amazing.
Let's start with some shoulders there.
Okay, all right.
That's it.
Yes.
Lean slightly forward there. I need you to warm them up slightly. There we go. In 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to take the knee up and go.
Okay, okay.
That's it. Engage that core too.
Okay.
There we go.
I like this so far.
4.
It's not too bad.
2, 1. Well done. Other side. Aha.
Am I doing good?
You're doing great.
I'm going to tell my trainer that you said that. Thank you.
You're doing great. 4, 3, 2. Well done. Step it out.
Yes.
Feet out wide.
Okay.
Into a sumo squat. And we're going to go down.
All right.
And we go. Reach for the heels there. Aha, reach for the heels. Beautiful. Aha.
Ooh, I can feel. Is it meant to be working my outer legs?
I want you to feel the inner thighs.
The inner
as
thighs.
well as the obliques there.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Ready? In 4. In 3. In 2. And 1.
Yes.
Step it forward.
All right.
All right, so we're going to stand into a lunge there. Engage that core, hands behind your head again, and then we're gonna go into a crunch standing. That's it.
Okay. Hey, this is about balance. Okay?
Find your balance.
Hey.
Engage that core there,
right.
and feel that core work.
And speaking
While
of
you're holding
balance,
it, yes.
can I ask you, if somebody is like me and they want to get back into the gym, what is the best tip that you can give?
The best tip is finding what you love, what you enjoy. né? Because fitness, it is a journey.
Yes.
So you really need to find what you really enjoy. Because if you try, it's not a copy and paste type of thing.
I get that.
Yeah, it's not a copy and paste type of thing. So you really need to find something that you enjoy.
Yes.
And then stick to it. It's not going to be easy every day.
And long walks to the
3.
fridge don't count. Okay. Okay.
What? But I don't like people depriving themselves of food.
I get that. I get
Yeah,
that.
don't deprive yourself. It's just portion control. Core tight, down, and other side.
All right.
4.
And what are we working with this one?
We work in the core as well as the leg there because we're in a lunge position.
Hey, and my leg is burning.
Is it burning already?
It's burning.
You're doing great. 4, 3, 2, well done.
Try it.
Shake it out, shake
Maybe
it
I can
out.
start answering my trainer's calls now. Yeah.
Oh, you've been ignoring them.
It's true.
Oh,
I
my
have. I have. I'm
goodness.
sorry, Kile, to your people. I apologize. I'll be better, I promise.
You're gonna take it from the top.
Yeah. Okay, awesome.
You're gonna take it from the top and shoulders there. That's it.
Is my form good?
You're doing good. You're
Thank
doing
you.
good. You're doing good.
Thank you.
I need you to feel the shoulders as you go.
Oh, okay.
Think about the shoulders.
Okay, I'm feeling it.
That's it. Well done.
I wish it was the weight of 100 million rand, but it's fine.
Yeah, you can add more weights, but you're just doing body weight exercises now. So you really can add more weights. 3, 2, 1. Step it back again.
And would that one work with weights? If I just
Yes, of course. It's shoulder presses.
Okay. Oh, this way. All right.
And in. But this one too, you can work with weights.
Okay.
Work in the shoulders, work in the core, as well as work in the standing leg too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love that.
Nice one. So it's a really nice full body workout.
It is. It is.
3, 2, 1. Well done. Other side.
All right.
And go. Beautiful.
Clearly, I really like you, hey, because I promise. When it comes to certain exercises, you know, even when it burns, it can be tough
4,
to do.
3.
But you make it easy.
Yes.
Yes.
And you like making it easy for me.
I'm trying.
3,
I'm
2,
trying.
1. Feet out loud into a sumo.
Yes.
As we go down again. And that's it. Reach for the heels there.
What I like about these exercises is that they don't feel too much like exercise.
Ne?
Yeah.
But they were okay.
Yes.
Nice one.
And that's what matters.
Beautiful.
And Gile, you know what would be the biggest positive of working out, particularly when it comes to this time of the year for you? I'm saying, what would be the biggest positive of working out, particularly when it comes to this time of the year?
Summer is coming. Crop tops are coming.
Sana. And they are.
We'll be rocking our crop tops in our shorts soon.
I love that.
So please.
Gile said have the mandate. Summer bodies.
Summer
okay?
bodies. Very soon.
I love that.
There. Well done. And just shake it out.
Love it.
Shake it out.
Beautiful.
You did very good.
Thank you so much, Gile. And I also want to just ask you, in terms of your fitness journey, how did you get to make it a lifestyle instead of it feeling like a job?
It has always been a lifestyle.
Okay.
It has really always been a lifestyle. Roll your shoulders backwards as we talk.
Oh, is this our warm down?
Yes, we're
I like that. I like that.
It has really been because I've been into the fitness industry for 10 years now.
Yes.
Yes, and I've been a sport girl since school.
Oh, what kind of sports did you do? Let me guess. You look like an athletics girl.
I tried that in primary.
Oh, really? Yes.
I tried that in primary. Well, and then I think I just got bored of it.
Okay.
Yeah, so more team sports.
Beautiful. Well, Gile, thank you for being a team player.
Thank you very much.
And not killing me this morning. I know what you were trying to do, Expresso family. I made it. I hope you made it.
You
as
made
well.
it.
You know, we always want you to get up off the couch and join us whenever we have one of our incredible fitness trainers here with us in studio. But my friend, like I said, today it was because of Women's Month, where we are celebrating the ladies, and Gile was such a beautiful example of the women who are leading the training world. Right about now, though, we're heading on back to Cape Teasy with my faves. Guys, did you see? I survived my workout.
You did. So good. I'm stretching on your behalf because it was
incredible.
intense. Well done. Well done.
It was, eh? It looked so fantastic. It was wonderful. I'm going to try that one when you did this. That was a great one because that's an oblique exercise. But talking about Women's Month, we've got the perfect individual to take us through day 10 of the Paris Olympics. Delucia Daniels is here, Olympic enthusiast, a sports enthusiast, a radio legend as well. I'm going to throw that in there too. So we'll be chatting about all of the things. And I'm not only talking about the sport, there's a couple of other things that have popped up as well, man. Like pommel horse guy.
Yes.
Let's not forget him. Let's not forget our Turkish shooter as well. Let's not forget about those. So we'll be chatting through a couple of those things very, very soon.
Exactly. So much action already took place at the Olympics. And of course, lots of action with regards to Olympics here at the Expresso studio, because the Expresso Olympic Games continues, and it's round 3 of our bowling competition. Let's see who can top that leaderboard. Are you ready, Carl?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah?
A little
bit. Ready? Because I failed dismally. So let's see how it goes after the break.
It's my feel-good breakfast show. Welcome back. We missed you so much. I'm so glad you came back. And now we get a chance to dive into the unforgettable moments from the 2024 Olympics right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Now, we are thrilled to welcome back award-winning radio producer, Olympic enthusiast, sport enthusiast, and overall lekker individual, Delucia Daniels, who's here to just give us a little overview of what's up with regard to a top 5 Paris Olympic Games moments that left us all in awe and cheering. And there have been so many of them, Delucia.
It was hard to choose just 5 because I feel like every individual who's in the Olympics has a story to tell.
Yes.
And when you see someone succeed, it's kind of like, you have to cry with them. We all did it. And I think the one I really, really want to get into is the gymnastics. I think that's, if I wasn't doing this, I would totally do gymnastics. That's something I would want.
Really?
I don't think I'd be very good at it, but we can try. But Kalia Namar, she had a beautiful performance at the women's all-round performance. She came 5th. But what really stood out to me was her uneven bars routine. And I think when you look back at her story, she's only 17 years old. And she was diagnosed with a joint condition, which basically causes inflammation on the knees. She was out for nearly a year, and she was working with the French Federation, trying to get back into good health. But then they told her, you actually can't compete with us because your gym is too far from the Paris grounds. You have to move to Paris and work at our gyms with our staff. And I mean, when you've trained so hard for something like that, you know your team, you know what's good for you. So she decided to embrace her father's heritage, and she went to Algeria, and she was like, I'm gonna do this for my country, for my dad's country. And she ended up winning, and she got gold. The other thing that people don't know about her story is that she actually, her final dismount was named after her. She has a skill named after her. It's officially in the rule book. It's called the Namar, and she was
17.
Honestly, that's the thing. She's 17 years old, and she was fantastic. And I think she really has just made her debut. Simone Biles has praised her. Suni Lee has also praised her. She's phenomenal. And I think just looking at her story is just something that we forget that these people are also human and have been through so many things. I cried when she won because it was just so wonderful to see her do so well.
Yeah, I've seen these moments as well, and they've been beautiful. I've seen two of the most esteemed athletes bow down to another athlete as well. There's been so many great moments, but I think a lot of the viral moments in this Olympics, it's been different from the others. I know Tokyo is kind of almost behind closed doors in a way, but like this one has been so good for the social media fodder.
Yeah.
Pommel horse guy, case in point. Like a gentleman that they're calling Clark Kent.
Yes.
The guy who had one job. Like, I think that would catch anybody's eye. Did it catch yours?
Absolutely, Stephen. Young Stephen.
Yes.
An electrical engineer at Penn State University. Someone that you would never, ever assume was so good at a pommel horse. And if you look at the history of the US gymnastics team in the men's department, it has not been very great for them. And they had basically controversially hired him as a specialist. It's never been done before. Everyone was kind of like, look, you need an all-round to compete. But this guy was just hired to sit back, relax, and only perform on the pommel horse.
One job.
Where he has literally won world championships for this 4 times in a row. He is an amazing mathematician. He loves solving Rubik's Cubes. But everyone has compared him to Clark Kent, very much taking off his glasses when he goes on. I'd like to also say that he can't see without his glasses at all. He's got a rare eye condition. So all he does when he is on the horse is literally just feel the equipment. And he says he's gotten to the point where everything's analytical for him. So he knows the way his body needs to move, and seeing him go viral and he embracing the geek inside of him and saying like, I'm doing this for the nerds. He's like, I've always wanted to be a star athlete, but actually this is what I've succeeded in. And it's been so cool to see him go viral. He's been enjoying it. He met Snoop Dogg as well. So I feel like he's really just been enjoying his Olympics.
And then women's high jump, there were a few stars over there as well. I mean, let's start off with Yaroslava Majušik.
Yes, I love the way you say that.
Thank you very much. I try a little bit for the Olympic, okay?
It's very, very good.
Thank you very much. Tell me about Yaroslava.
Oh, so she came in as the favorite. I think the last time I'd seen her was at the Diamond League in Paris, just a few weeks before the Olympics. And she'd already won the competition. She'd done a 2.07. And she decided, let me go for the world record. The world record has never been broken in 37 years, which has been unheard of. She just decided, let's do this for fun. She did a 2.100 meter jump. She was extraordinary. Look at that. She was amazing. Perfect. And I feel like when she went viral, it wasn't because she had won or broken the record, because she had every title to her name. She had officially gotten the Olympic gold medal, but it was because of a very unique ritual between, I think you always see artists and athletes coming in, headphones, everyone in the zone, and she came in with a sleeping bag. And
I saw that.
In between jumps, she was seen laying on the floor, relaxing. And she said she was looking at the clouds and enjoying herself, reminding herself that she wasn't at the Olympics. She was just there to do her job and enjoy it as much as possible, because sometimes I think in general we forget to be present in the moment. But she said it's mainly because if you sit down for too long, your blood flow goes straight to your legs, and sometimes it's very bad for high jump. So she decided to lay down just to get everything moving and to keep warm, and that has been a thing. She's so calm. It's ridiculous how calm she is, but she has officially got the gold medal.
This is fantastic, and I love that idea. I should bring a sleeping bag to Expresso. That'd be nice, because my legs are feeling numb. But let's go over to Noah Lyles. I think this has been a huge story as well. In the beginning, I'm not going to lie to you, I was thinking, like, who's this guy? He's so, I thought, like, arrogant in the way he was coming out there. But then he posts this tweet about what he struggled with. And then you kind of just, in that moment, you're thinking, you got to know people before you start judging those people. You understand? And this is why it was powerful. Noah Lyles.
You know, you said earlier on that this Olympics is different. I think it's mainly because there's so much human elements in there.
It's so
and
true.
People have really been going towards people's stories rather than what they've done. Noah Lyles has been in the news for the last few years. He has said he wants to be the fastest man alive. That's what he wants to do. And the only way to do that really in this day and age is to win the 100-meter sprint. We all know what happened yesterday and the day before. It was incredibly stressful, because even I'm sitting there, I'm like, I don't know who won. I don't know what was more dramatic as well, the opening waiting to start or the end waiting to see who won. They said it was actually because there was someone who ran onto the track on the other side of the field. That's why it had taken so long. But with Noah Lyles, he still has a 200-meter coming up. He did so well in the heats, but I think when you look at what he still has to accomplish, he still wants to do the triple, which is the 4x100-meter sprint, which is taking place Friday. And Noah is probably the one person I can say is the epitome of trust the process.
Yeah.
He said he was going to do it.
Yeah.
Nobody believed him. Everyone thought because of his arrogance that maybe that you're too confident, but he's done it. And I do think he's going to win the 200, and I do think that their team is probably going to win the 4x100 as well.
Phew. I mean, it's a good prediction as well. I mean, they're looking fast, they're looking strong as well. And yeah, maybe that bit of motivation and the self-talk, this is my moment, this is my moment.
Yes.
It's so important for many people to say that. I'm sure Snoop Dogg has been saying that to himself, except it sounds a bit different. This is my moment. The nizzle. Maybe that's been happening. He has been like the unofficial mascot for the USA. Let's talk about why Snoop Dogg has also captured our hearts and minds being there. I saw that guy doing equestrian the other day.
Yeah, and with Martha Stewart next to him as well. The two besties there.
Look at that.
It started off with the Olympic torch bearing. He was so wonderful. He literally took it in his stride. And I think that when we saw it at the 2020 Tokyo Games, him and Kevin Hart had a fantastic special where they were broadcasting it. It was honestly one of the funniest moments I'd ever seen. They did so much together. But this Olympics, they've kind of elevated that. He did swimming lessons with the iconic Michael Phelps. First of all, you're getting in the pool with him. Snoop did say he's got the lung span for that and he's got the power, but maybe not for swimming, but for other, curricular activities.
Okay, like
that's his thing.
Fencing.
Yeah, we'll see. God, he does have quick feet. He's got the feet for it, I'll tell you that.
I saw the fencing clip as well. That was great. I mean, if you just check it out, he was doing his thing, which was wonderful. And
yeah, he even did a 200 meter. He said for 52-year-old, he did a 34-second, and he said that was pretty good for him.
I honestly
a nice steady jog.
Yeah, that's okay for Snoop Dogg, a 52-year-old. I honestly thought that high jump would be his thing, but okay. We're going to leave that right there. Thank you so much, Lucia. You're wonderful, and I think it's some great moments. We're looking forward to more, though. We're not done yet.
Oh, there's so much to look forward to coming up, and I think that even Wade van Niekerk did so well last night in the 200, so I'm looking forward to seeing what he does today.
It's going to be incredible. There we go. All of the Olympic action for you. Lots of social media fodder, as well as the great moments that really make the Olympics what they are. And we'll be continuing to follow the journey right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show as we get into news. Ewan is standing by.
Thank you so much, Carl. Thanks so much, Delucia. 7 o'clock right now. Let's take another look at your news headlines going into your Tuesday. Starting off with national news this morning. Police, through Operation Chanela, arrested 13,996 suspects nationwide last week, utilizing detectives, crime intelligence, roadblocks, and stop-and-search tactics. They adopted a bold and decisive approach to community protection. Now, the operations, led by each province's provincial commissioner, arrested, among other, 4,065 wanted suspects for serious crimes, including murder, rape, illegal firearms possessions, and business robberies. Now, the SAPS affirmed their commitment to continuing these efforts and reinforcing state authority to ensure safety and security across South Africa. And Minister Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation Moropene Ramokgopa yesterday visited the scene of a crash where a bakkie collided with a goods train, leaving 4 people dead and 2 others injured. Now, the crash happened between Tsantsabane and Groenwater in the Northern Cape. Ramokgopa says that different stakeholders need to intensify transport campaigns to educate people about the danger of crossing railways. Now, the crash in the Northern Cape comes a few days after one in Mpumalanga between a scholar bus and a train which claimed the lives of 6 learners. On the international front this morning, Bangladeshi Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina yesterday resigned after weeks of deadly anti-government protests, putting an end to more than 2 decades at the top of the country's politics. Now, 76-year-old Hasina fled the country reportedly, landing in India. Jubilant crowds took to the streets to celebrate the news, with some storming and looting the prime ministerial palace. Army Chief Waqa-uz-Zaman said the military would begin talks on forming an interim government. Hours after Hasina's resignation, President Mohammed Shahabuddin had ordered the release of jailed former Prime Minister and opposition leader Khaleda Zia. And Kenyan High Commissioner to South Africa, Jane Ndurumo, hopes the new visa-free agreement will boost trade and economic relations between the two countries. The agreement allows Kenyans to travel to South Africa without a visa, positively impacting tourism and other sectors. Additionally, Kenyan Airways has introduced a special package for East African travelers between South Africa and Kenya. The airline operates 6 flights daily to Kenya, 4 from Johannesburg and 2 from Cape Town. Kenneth Narisha Kane from Kenyan Airways notes that this route is the airline's most profitable. And we'll finally end off on this story. Following the recent declaration of the Sibudu Cave in KZN as a World Heritage Site, 2 archaeological sites in the Western Cape have also received this prestigious status. On Sunday, Premier Alan Winde hosted a ceremony celebrating the inscription of the Pinnacle Point site complex in Mossel Bay and the Diepkloof rock shelter near Elands Bay. Now known as the cradle of human culture, these sites were part of South Africa's nomination, The Emergence of Modern Human Behavior, the Pleistocene Occupation Sites of South Africa. Now, in Mossel Bay, scientists have spent nearly 30 years uncovering evidence of early modern humans dating back 162,000 years, revealing advanced cognitive abilities in our ancestors. Fascinating story indeed. That's where we leave your 7 o'clock news headlines. We'll have one more up for you at 8 o'clock. Right now, Carl is standing by with another look at your sports.
I am indeed standing by, and it's all Olympics, nothing else. So let's start in Paris with the news we want to hear first. Wade van Niekerk is through to the semi-finals of the 200-meter, but with little breathing room, finishing third in his heat to round off the qualifiers with his time of 20.42 seconds, a touch quicker than Sean Wasongani and, of course, Benjamin Richardson. I'm sure you saw it, suffered a hamstring issue during the race, but could still join them through the repechage. That'll be today. And then disappointment for Team SA, as Prudence Segodiso couldn't keep with a blistering field in the 800-meter final, the fastest all year. Britain's Keely Hodgkinson taking a deserved gold with a time of 1 minute 56.72, but she was pushed by Ethiopia's Tige Duguma as well as Mary Mora, earning a powerful bronze. In another middle distance benchmark final, her Kenyan compatriot Beatrice Chebet kicked perfectly to beat out an entire field of major title holders in the 5,000 meter. Now, the schedule for today, let's take a look straight into it. And out of the gates, Lauren Makaiba in the boulder semi-finals. That'll be at 10 o'clock for you. Miranda Charlene Coetzee gets a second shot in the 400-meter repechage. Likewise, as we said, Benjamin Richardson in the 200-meter repechage. That'll be at 12:30 this afternoon. Then it ramps up in the evening for Zakiti Nene and Lyth Pillay, already confirmed for the men's 400-meter semi-finals. And Zanay Galdenes and Regale Joseph in the 400-meter hurdle semis too. Good luck to all of our competitors. And just to end off on a little moment for you to truly capture the day, not one to miss an opportunity to have all 75,000 pairs of eyes there in rapture and all hearts, both competitors and spectators alike, 100% willing him on, Swedish pole vaulting phenom Armand Amondo. That's it for your sporting action. Another update in 1 hour. Of course, if you are on your way to work, let's get you there. Here's Ewan with all your traffic details.
Thank you so much, Carl. Quickly take a look at the roads. First and foremost, Midrand, Gauteng, there's currently congestion on the N1 South, and that's between Brakfontein Interchange and the Olifantsfontein Road. Traffic is slow moving, so please allow for some added travel time to accommodate the expected delays this morning. And then in Athlone, Cape Town, delays are being experienced on the N2 inbound, and that is at Jakes Gerwel Drive. Please plan your route accordingly this morning and drive carefully. Your weather up next. Now, before we get into your temperatures, this morning's environmental news reports that the city of Johannesburg is investigating pollution in the Yukskei River. Now, dead fish have been spotted in the waterfall area and along local dams in recent days. The Yukskei River, one of Johannesburg's largest, flows through many suburbs. Now, Councillor Annette Deppie urged residents to avoid the river, highlighting the deteriorating water quality. She promised immediate action to mitigate the ecosystem's adverse effects and called on relevant authorities and environmental organizations to collaborate with the city in addressing this critical public health risk swiftly. So make sure to take note of that story. And then our sunrise view of the hour. I mean, look at this one. It was sent in by Cassandra from Durban. Absolutely beautiful. There's nothing like a Durban sunrise as it just breaks the day throughout the ocean. It's absolutely stunning with the surface and the water. Come on now, Cassandra. That looks stunning. Thank you very, very much for sharing, making us all very, very jealous with that picture. But for the rest of you, please continue sharing your morning views with us. You can do so on a WhatsApp line 0634088863. And with that, here's your temperatures. There we have it, your temperatures going into your Tuesday. Now, time for some action on your Feel Good Breakfast show as we continue with our Expresso Olympic Games, and we are back with bowling. Fun and games, for sure. Now, before we get to the games, let's have a quick look at the leaderboard. Here we go. We'll throw it up for you on the screen right now so you can see. There we have it. We have Carissa currently in first place, Graham in second, and myself, Lorenzo, tied for third place, walking away currently with a bronze medal. But we're going to have to wait till the Express Olympics are over. But now we have another round. So here's how it goes. Each participant has 2 chances to bowl over as many pins, ranging from 1 to 10 points. Now, the top scorer earns 10 points, and the second place will get 5. And if there's a third place, we'll get 3 points. So we have Carl up against Delucia this morning. Have you guys figured out who's going to go first? Carl?
Delucia.
Delucia, you're going to go first. How's your bowling?
I'd probably rate it like a 3 out of 10.
Okay.
But these are really tiny balls.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I feel like I've got a better chance at this.
So at this stage, it's only first and second place. That's what you guys are playing for. So I'm going to take my place here as the wicket bowls keeper. I don't know.
Bowling wiki. No, that
the
makes
bowling
sense.
wiki.
All right.
Okay,
I
but
feel
you
like
have to
I have
stand
to
back
go.
there.
So
okay,
where's the line?
by
Is there a line?
the piano. By the piano.
Like here?
Yes. Okay,
Okay.
so you get 2 chances.
Do I cheat if I kneel? Because it's so small. If I go
Look,
down.
There's no official rules.
Great,
Just
I like
knock over
this.
the pins, Delucia.
Okay.
Let's see.
There we go.
Fantastic,
Here's another one.
fantastic.
Here's another one. Go for it. You got this.
Let's
You
hit
got
it this
I'm
time. Give it
changing
some
my
power.
tactic. Wait, I'm going down, guys.
There we go.
Okay.
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 Oh!
All right, okay, we'll get it, Carl.
Is there like a practice run that
Yeah.
you're like a one last
No,
one maybe?
no,
Like, give me
sorry.
one. I would say
Delucia,
as a competitor,
so-
one more.
3 out of 10. Now 0.
What a great
Okay, Carl,
improvement.
here's another one for you.
I just thought it'd be like a one more for. Okay, so I'm gonna.
No,
speed
my
here.
friend, this is the Olympics.
Okay, sorry.
The Olympics.
Ready?
All right, let's do it.
The balls are really light.
See,
What was that?
it's got a swerve to it.
Yeah, but you got to hit it as well.
Yay!
Okay,
That's
we
pretty
have
good.
Fine.
a clear winner at this stage.
It's got a swerve. There was like a little bit of a.
So, Delucia, well done. You
Thank
get 5
you.
points
For
this
nothing.
round. For this round, and Carl, you get 10 points.
So I get 10.
Yeah, you're lucky today.
I'm very lucky.
Yeah,
Thank
so-
you, there's only 2 of us.
Yes.
Exactly. So there we have it. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to continue playing some Expresso Bowling, and then at the end of the Olympics, we're going to see who's walking away with the gold, silver, and bronze medals.
Are we getting them?
Well,
That'd be so cool.
I think we should get our very own Expresso medals
I would like
for
that.
the
please.
Olympics.
That'd be
Don't you
very
think
nice.
that'd be very cool?
Yeah, I would like that. Let's
Yeah.
put that into the brief though. But of course, all of the Olympic action, yes, between Delucia and I, by the way, well done. But we have some more on SABC, don't we?
No, we absolutely do. I mean, you can, of course, catch all of the Paris Olympic action on SABC Sport. The Paris Olympic Games will air from the 26th of July, obviously that passed, but all the way through till the 11th of August on all 4 SABC channels and 19 SABC radio stations. You can also follow sabcsport.co.za and also SABC Plus for all of the action. But you've got to make sure that you watch it, because just like what we've seen right now, it goes by so quickly. I
Yeah.
mean, here you were gearing up for your moment, and in the
And it
blink of
was
an eye, it's just
terrible.
It's just gone. You know, you got to use
I
your
think it was
moments.
great, actually.
But Delucia, I mean, you are so
I
talented.
appreciate your enthusiasm.
I think it is great.
No,
for
but
nothing.
you're so talented when it comes to just, analyzing everything
I
happening on the
think after
fields and the
yesterday,
courts.
I've already established I'm more of a darter than a bowler.
Yeah.
So I think I'll stick
like
to
a-
my aim.
Right, yeah. Plus, this is very tricky little plastic
It
balls.
just,
to
yes,
deal
because
with.
It's so light.
Yeah, it's just light, man. But it's fine.
Don't worry, I
You still won.
lost
Thank you.
also very badly when I had my chance.
All right, well, still ahead for you. We've got something fantastic. Activate a community connection for footballing stars. And then I believe that you and I are going to do a bit of a challenge, not bowling, but in the kitchen to see which one of us can create something fantastic for you. So stick with us. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Let's bowl you over later. Better than that, though.
Your daily dose of Expresso is right here on S3, my lovely. And I'm so glad you tuned in with us, because from all different kinds of conversations that we have every morning, getting into music, getting into movies, even a little bit of breastfeeding awareness, we always love to get into sports. Now, this morning we get to chat to a woman who has over 20 years experience in football, and she holds a BA degree, but she is the CEO and founder of Activate Community. And today she's here to chat to us all about nurturing young footballers in South Africa. Everybody, let's welcome Lucinda Fletcher, please. Lucinda, how are you?
Good morning, Zanele. I am great. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you for all of the amazing work that you are doing. There are people out there who don't know about it, so let's get into it.
Yes,
what does
please do.
Activate Community do exactly?
Well, Activate Community is all about football development. So we have programs in schools, we do football development bootcamp programs, we do football clinics, and we are across provinces. We've literally entrenched about 5 provinces already, where we have UEFA qualified coaches, South African legends, and we teach kids the basics of football. And we actually get to go into the rurals and the areas that is untouched, that is unseen. So we take the football development to the doorstep of the kids that are less fortunate to be able to get to a scouting program or, the trials that are out there. So we take it to them.
That's beautiful, Lucinda. I think it's a very big conversation that people are having right now on social media, particularly around the Olympics. That there's no lack of talent, it's a lack of opportunities. So the fact that you're providing those is incredible. But speak to me about, that experience then of nurturing this talent and nurturing the future football stars of the country.
I can tell you it is absolutely rewarding. Rewarding for the footballer and for the person doing it as well. I must say it's a bit, we all speak development, when you hear the SAFAs and the football clubs from PSL down to SAB, everyone speaks development, but no one wants to put their money behind it. So it's literally, the parent and the child with the talent. And it's up to them to make it work. So we try as best as we can to try and help these kids and place them on the doorsteps of professional clubs. We've even had the opportunity to take some of the kids overseas to Qatar, where females and males got to do trials at PSG in Qatar, and lots of hard work that goes into it, lots of commitment, lots of discipline, but we get the work done. We absolutely get it done.
And it's work that is needed, Lucinda, because we need our future, Benny McCarthy's and such and such,
we do.
So with that being said as well, obviously we know how effective sport can be in changing the mindset of children and also giving them other things to do that are recreational. What's the biggest challenge, or rather even, forgive me, change that you've seen in young talent once they come through Activate Community?
I can definitely tell you that we've placed a lot of the kids from grassroots. We've placed about 9 kids in professional setups, professional clubs. We've recently just connected to a university overseas, internationally, who's going to, so we're attaching a footballer with a mentor internationally, a football player, a coach. So we are trying to groom kids. As much as you are talented on the field, we also need you to be talented off the field. So we partner education with the football, because gone are the days where we have footballers do man of the match and people can't understand them, and we are hunting for sports analysts and we can't get the right ones. We've got talented ones on the field, but we can't get ones that can speak and actually bring the message across. So we are developing a newer breed of footballers, and we are determined to do so, rightfully so, because you must be educated on and off the field. That's a given when you start at Activate. We check reports. We also have tutors that are coaches and tutors on and off the field, so that, if you're struggling in school, we also help you, to get your marks up. We actually have an upcoming boot camp or high performance program now, starting Friday and Saturday. And kids are for the first time getting to speak to their mentors.
That's beautiful.
And, you know, just to lay out the program. Because we do need, you know, these youngsters need something to aspire to.
Yeah.
You know, and they need something that is tangible, someone that they can speak to, that have already reached the goal.
Yeah.
That is why we are adamant in having, like, you know, qualified coaches and, you know, soccer legends. Not to say that others can't do the job.
Yes.
But, you know, something to aspire to. If you've done it, so can we.
Beautiful. I love that. And also, I feel like that holistic approach is so needed in every sporting code.
It really is.
And speak to me about this, because we are in Women's Month. Have we seen an incline of young girls also now jumping onto the field?
We have, actually. We have. I mean, there's so much potential in girls. I mean, we can do it all.
Yes.
You know, we can do the sports, we can wear the heels.
Yes, girl.
You know, we can do it all. But we do have you know, more females coming to the forefront, especially since Banyana is playing such a huge role. You know, they are really becoming role models for our female footballers. So there's more girls coming to the forefront and saying, I want to be a professional footballer.
Yeah.
It's just a pity that for now, they need to seek outside of South Africa, you know, to be professional and to earn the salary. But we're getting there.
I was going to say, but one day is one day.
One day is one
Exactly.
day. We're getting there, slowly but surely.
Love it. Lucinda, thank you so much for all the great work that you're doing, and a very big shout out to you and your team.
Yay.
Yes, well done, and thank you so much again.
Thank you for having me.
Her name is Lucinda Fletcher, the CEO and founder of Activate Community, doing the work when it comes to those grassroots levels of football in the country, my friend. We are also doing the work in the name of cooking. Apparently up there in Cape Town, they're cooking up a storm. Is this true, my family? I heard you were in the kitchen.
Come on.
Oh, hello. Are we
Yes.
live? We're
What are you
live.
doing? Yeah, we're live.
I'm admiring these small little very cool spoons that I don't know how to use, because I was just saying it's like one of those metal puzzles. How do you take them apart? I don't know. Anyways, yes, we are in the kitchen, and let me tell you, game day just got a whole lot tastier, okay? Whether you are cheering on your favorite sports team or challenging your friends to a round of 30 seconds, Clover Crush Nectar is here to make your gathering even more enjoyable. So, here's what's going to be happening. Myself and Carl, we're going to go head-to-head to see who can crush the ultimate games day thirst quencher. Are you ready, sir?
I'm going to...
Just stretch, just stretch. Let me unpack it for you a little bit.
You know what I'm saying?
So both of us will have 2 minutes to create a game day punch bowl, okay? Inspired by a guava pineapple spritzer and a citrus berry smash. Okay, so that's the inspiration. Now you have to kind of think on your feet with us here at home, and you could also think, yeah, but you know what, if I had to do that, I would add this to make it more unique, and that's what we need to do.
Yes.
The hero this morning, Clover Crush Nectar. Your creations will be judged, yours at home and then ours in studio by Delucia, on creativity, presentation and taste. So are we ready? We have 2 minutes. Carl.
2 minutes, my brother.
Yes, and look at all of this delicious ingredients
We've got the
that we
deliciousness,
have.
yeah. We need everything, and it's going to be fun.
But remember, we're going to make it delicious for Delucia.
Delicious for Delucia,
Yes.
Daniel.
Just remember.
Daring.
Just remember, yeah. So
Let's
are you
go.
ready? I'm gonna start the timer in 3, 2, 1. 2 minutes on the clock. Let's go.
Let's go. So let's have fun, my man. Let's do it.
have fun.
Let's have some fun. I am a fun person in most days, so let's do that. Fun is what we do. We're fun
Exactly.
people. Then what I want is I love
Don't
blueberries.
talk me through it, because this is a
So,
competition.
I know it's a competition, but also I like talking to you. We don't see each other enough, you know? I just wanted us to just be friends, but it's okay. I won't talk to you anymore. It's fine.
No,
Get
man.
my stuff done here.
Sorry, lots of concentration going on here.
Yes, okay. I'm going to muddle and do these things here. There we go. That's
Exactly.
it.
You see that?
That's it. You
the
see
trick
that?
for me here
I
is
want
to not
all of the...
overcomplicate.
I like to overcomplicate a bit. You know, I'm going to add some of this as well. Why not? I'm going to do a muddle at the bottom. Get my crushed nectar ready. I'm going to do a little bit of guava.
I'm going to go with a little bit of guava-ness.
Me too. I went to that. And this is going to be at the bottom, and that's going to be the beautiful flavor. Got the mint going down there. That's fantastic. Like it. It's going well so far. That's down there.
All right. I get to use my little spoons now.
Okay, some ice is important as well. That's too big there. Ice. There we go. This is going to be wonderful. 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 You see, you told me not to talk, and now it's quiet. it's awkward now.
Concentration.
You made it awkward.
How much time do we have left?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I'm just here to have fun. That's it. Just here to have fun. That's all. That's all I'm gonna do. I hope no one's allergic to pineapple. You know, if someone's allergic to pineapple, then it's over. But that's how it goes. Ooh, that's not gonna work. Let's try this one here. It's fine there.
Okay, a little bit of that, a little bit of this. And then I am going to do something else. Oh my goodness! No, stop, stop!
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Done.
There you go, done.
Okay, can I just put a finishing
Great
touch?
stuff.
Do you mind?
Hey?
You mind if I put a finishing touch?
What, do you want a little touch there? You
Oh,
can do
a
that. I mean, I
finishing
got a
touch.
little... You can do it. If I'm going to do that, I must do a little
Okay,
touch here there as
that
well.
was
There we go. That's
that
my
was
touch.
intense.
Perfect.
All right.
Right.
What do you? Okay, first, I love this. I
Thank
love
you.
what I'm seeing. There's lots going on there.
But yours has got good layers though. But let's bring Delucia
I tried to go for
Come
the layer.
over here.
Come,
Madam.
Delucia, in here.
I must just say, I really appreciated your crushing ability in the beginning, both of you.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Carl, yours was a mengelmoes. There's a lot going on here.
It is a lot of...
I don't even know
Careful.
what's in here anymore.
So what it is actually it's a mint infused with blueberry with a cascading strawberry flavor on the palate. I then use the crushed nectar.
Yes.
Ensure that there's a beautiful texture within the sip. And then what I topped it off with is coconut water as well as some beautiful soda water, if you want to call it that. And then also, once again, crushed nectar. The orange, just to give you the vitamin C kick that you require. On top, Kirsten Marsh Gardens, and you're ready to go.
I was going to say, you put a whole bouquet of flowers on there. I love that.
You're welcome.
So here we have a simple sunrise surprise.
Okay.
Just because, you know, breakfast TV and all, I tried to capture the kind of the hues as the sun rises.
Sunrise views.
Over the, sunrise views, exactly, you see. So I tried to do that. A little bit of crushed blueberry in there and a nice strawberry view. I tried to keep it simple because, you know, that's a lot.
Yes.
But it's beautiful. It's a lot. But I want you to, before you taste it, just give it a bit of a stir. I've got a bit of a coconut tinge in there as well.
I'm loving the description.
Yeah. So, but I just want you to admire the way it looks.
I will say,
I think it's beautiful.
straight off the bat, you win for your presentation.
the look.
Presentation,
Okay.
definitely.
Beautiful.
Okay, so this is like restaurant quality.
I'm going
can
to
feel
try.
it.
I'm going to try yours first. 'Cause
Okay.
That's the one I'm drawn to.
Just give it a bit of a stir. So because I mean you want to mix all the flavors together.
Oh, I can smell it.
There we go, and I've got a little bit of crushed mint in there.
Oh, that guava is coming through really nicely.
And then it's unlocked by the little coconut.
I'm actually going to taste it because you did a nice trim
Go
with
for
the
it.
pineapple
Yes,
juice.
yes, with the pineapple, not the lemon.
I did the lemon because you want to balance all the sweeter flavors that are going on in there as well, which is great.
That's
So
a winner. Carl,
that's
let me
fun.
try your bouquet.
Thank you very much. It's flowers.
I can smell the mint before
Flowers for
anything
you.
else.
There we go. Have a little sip there. It needs a bit of a mix though. There we go. Mix it.
Do you know what? They say you should never judge a book by its cover.
I know.
And I mean this respectfully.
Yeah.
Carl, that tastes divine. It tastes
Wow.
so good.
Thank you
this
so
is my
much.
winner. And I say this because the orange that's coming through from the juice is fantastic. With the mint, winner, chicken dinner.
I'll taste yours. Okay.
It's actually pretty good.
Ooh, that is floral.
Very, very
It's very
good.
floral.
You really did get in there when you crushed it.
I did. I wanted to give you more flavors because I believe
Yeah.
that you are somebody, an individual in this industry that's
just
got
wanna
so much
taste my
flavor.
onion.
Okay. Just
Your pineapple rum was great.
let's go.
I agree.
It was, but
I'm stealing that.
No offense to both of you, but I prefer mine.
I love mine as well.
That's lovely.
So this is great. Thank you so much
Yum.
for being our judge.
Thank you, Delucia. And thank you for being honest.
Yeah.
We really appreciate
Anytime.
honesty on the show.
If I came to either of your houses and you made me this, I would be very, very
Yeah?
happy.
Okay, so
Thank you.
maybe first Carl's and then you'll
Yeah.
transition to mine.
Oh, this is wonderful.
Yummy.
So,
You do that. Thank you
enjoy
very much,
mine.
Delucia. Appreciate
you.
that. So that was fun. That was really good. So just a couple of points of order. Clover Crush Nectar ranges larger packs now as well. So I mean, the sizes are 1.5 liters and 3 liters. They are perfect for stocking up at home. They provide great value for money and ensure you always have a refreshing drink on hand for the whole family. And of course, each flavor can be mixed with a variety of ingredients like soda water, fresh fruit, making them perfect for any game day occasion. just like you've seen what happened in the Expresso kitchen right now. And then the convenient 250 milliliter packs with their push-pull cap are perfect for kids and adults alike, whether you're watching the game or playing Cluedo. I mean, these perfectly positioned packs contain every drop of goodness from the freshest fruit. So there we have it. Great way to mix a little bit of fruity and zestiness.
Yeah.
Wow, you look like a flower.
Thank you.
Yeah, can somebody toss the bouquet, please?
You're welcome.
Who's going to catch him? That's the question. But for now...
To enjoy every drop of goodness from the freshest fruit full of vitamins. Crush it real good. Clover Crush, your daily goodness. Also in delicious new nectar.
Jeez, I was already like chatting away there and then all of a sudden, bam. And then, are you literally eating a bowl of flowers?
I am indeed. I'm eating the flowers. You said it's floral. I wanted to make sure that's cool. We've got some great things coming up on the show, right?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
And we'll show you exactly what they are after the break. Stick around.
Indeed. These are edible.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Here on Expresso, we always want to make you smile, make you want to feel good, and we do so best with music a lot of the time. And today, my lovely, we get to chat to a young lady who is changing the game of Afro pop. She has always had such deep-rooted, I will say, things in music when it comes to her family. Because if you did not know, here's something to learn about Zuri X, is that her late grandmother was a backing vocalist for the late Miriam Makeba. And this morning, we get to know the queen that is doing the things that need to be done, not just in Afro pop, but other genres as well. I'm talking about Zuri X. Let's give her a feel-good welcome, please, everyone. How are you, Zuri?
I'm all right, thanks. And yourself?
Amazing, thank you. Babe, I feel like you are somebody who has such a beautiful story to tell, and I think that we're going to get to that in a little bit because it all started even before you were born. And I have to ask you, did your grandmother ever tell you any stories?
Not really. She didn't like tell me any stories. Well, most of the stories actually came from my mother.
Oh, yes.
So I don't really have any stories from my grandmother.
Yes, so it was almost like passed down through your mom.
It was.
That's adorable. Yes. But you were always destined for greatness. I feel like that's what it is. It's been in your blood. Yes. Speak to me a little bit about you and what age you kind of, came to understand that I have a gift and it's something I need to actually work on.
Okay, so with music, I come from a very musical family, and we've always had music in the family, but no one wanted to pursue it professionally.
Okay.
And I think it was when I was, 14.
Oh, wow.
And I started writing songs.
Yeah.
And then I came to Joburg, and I was like, I'm going to be this big superstar and all that. But officially working on music professionally, I started when I was 19.
Sure.
I started recording when I was 19.
Wow.
Yes.
And how has the journey been so far?
Stressful.
Of course, yes, I get that.
Stressful, expensive, frustrating.
Yeah.
But I am happy to be here right now, finally.
Yes, and I can imagine it's fulfilling because you're working on this thing that is your gift, right?
Yes, and to be here, you know, to speak about midnight thoughts and have midnight thoughts as a reality is the most amazing thing ever.
I love it. And of course, you are someone who dabbles in different genres, but particularly Afro-pop, as well as Bacardi Amapiano.
Yes.
Why those two genres?
Okay, so with Amapiano and Bacardi, I wanted to have something that was authentic to South Africa.
Yeah.
And then, well, mostly I'd like to think of myself as an Afro-pop artist, meaning all these genres combined. But I actually I'm looking into working with techno music.
Love that.
So that should be probably my next album.
I love that. And your sound is very like techno. That's what it's giving sometimes.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes.
Now talk to me about what you just mentioned, Midnight Thoughts, your baby. You know, what is it about? And when people listen to it, what should they expect?
Okay, so Midnight Thoughts is exactly as the title says, Midnight Thoughts. It's a rendition of my Midnight Thoughts.
Sure.
People should expect a different types of genres. So from your R&B to your Amapiano to your hip hop.
Wow.
Because Midnight Thoughts is actually an experimental project.
Love that.
I wanted to dabble in a lot of genres, but in one project.
Yeah.
So that's Midnight Thoughts.
I love it.
Yes.
And how long did it take you to work on the EP?
4 years. Yeah, 4 years, because I started working on Midnight Thoughts 2021.
Love that.
Yes.
And the reason I say I love it is because sometimes people like to rush processes and rush things.
Yeah, I think honestly it takes forever to get inspo to make a song, and then it takes another forever to record, master, and all that kind of jazz.
Yes, I love it. And what's your favorite track off of Midnight Thoughts?
It's very difficult.
Give us one, Zuri. Please.
Okay, so I think it would be Revolution.
Okay.
Okay, Love Letter, but Revolution.
Okay, I love it. And there is a little bit of a revolution happening with Zuri X at the moment. So this is why I want to ask you, what can people expect from you in the future as we end off 2024, but going into 2025 as well?
Right, so they should expect another album. They should expect more performances.
Come on.
I actually look forward to working with more artists in the future. It's one of my major things right now. In the next project, to collaborate with a lot of African artists, hopefully.
Yeah.
They should expect a lot of madness.
Oh, a madness. I like that. I like that.
Yes.
And when you say a lot of artists, you need to name them, babe. I promise you, this is like a manifesting.
Oh, okay.
Who do you want to work with?
Okay. In South Africa, it would be Kamu Mpela.
Ooh.
Love her. Obsessed with her.
Oh, me too.
Right?
Oh, my word.
Kamu, Blackie.
Oh, love him as well.
And Nasty.
Dope. I like that. That's a nice hit list. That's a nice hit list. Okay.
In South Africa.
Yes.
And in Africa, it would have to be Omale.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that.
How did you know that?
Because he's amazing. Everybody wants to work with him. Yes.
So yes, Omale, Ira Star.
Love her.
Love her.
Sure.
What's her name again?
Who?
Oh, yes, Tyler, of course.
Right.
Tyler, but then she's South African. Yes, in South Africa, Tyler.
Yes.
But what's her name again? Libianca?
Oh, yeah, she's incredible.
Love her so much. Would love to work with her.
Girl, you see, like I said, manifesting arena. When you say things on Expresso, they come true. So I can't wait for all of those collaborations.
All right.
Her name is Zuri X. She's not going anywhere. A beautiful family. No, she's going to be blowing us away with her gorgeous vocals. And trust me, it is going to make your morning. Right about now, though, Ewan is doing the things that need to be done in Cape Teasy. Hi, my Ewan.
Hey, Zanele, thank you very much. Time to give away some money on your Feel Good Breakfast Show this morning. But we all know the flu, it is like a storm that sweeps through your body, leaving behind a trail of fever, aches and fatigue. But thanks for Carenza Paracy, you not only have a 3-in-1 solution, but they're also giving you a chance to win 4,000 Rand in cash. Now, all you've had to do was tell us what are the first symptoms when you get sick with a cold or a flu by including that hashtag @OTC winter in your answer. And we are very excited this morning to announce our first winner. So big congratulations to Annabelle Murray. Give her a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. She is our winner, 4,000 Rand. And what she did is she commented, she said, my first symptoms are feeling hot and cold and a sore throat, which is the worst. And of course, adding that hashtag as well, Adcock OTC Winter in our answer. We have her on the line to celebrate this incredible win this morning. Good morning, Annabelle, you there?
Good morning.
It's lovely to have you on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. How are you doing this morning?
I'm good.
Yeah, fantastic. Listen, I got to ask you, what is for you personally, now that we know that what your first symptoms are, about having a 3-in-1 effervescent that really assists you with your cold and flu symptoms?
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Is it, I'm saying, is it a lifesaver? Do you find it's a lifesaver to have a 3-in-1 effervescent in your cupboard when you get sick?
Yes, absolutely, because being a stay-at-home mom, it's super important for me to have self-care. And being sick, it's impossible to take care of me and my family at the same time. So having a quick fix like the Corenza 3-in-1 is the perfect lifesaver for me, which means faster recovery for me, and it also keeps my family, it keeps me recover quickly so I can take care of my family.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Corenza, Paris C, and well-deserved rest. It's a winning formula to get you back up and running very quickly. Listen, I want to say congratulations, because you've won yourself 4,000 Rand to beat the winter colds and flu. 4,000 bucks is a lot of money. What are you going to do with it?
So basically, I'm going to stock up on meds that I need for both my kids and I and my spouse. And it would also help me to buy winter clothes and to stock up on warmer bedding. So when we're sick, we'll be able to recover in comfort and be feeling warm and healthy with all the medication.
Fantastic. Annabelle, well, thank you very much for being part of our show. Thank you very much for entering, and congratulations. 4,000 Rand is on its way to you. And take care of you and your family throughout the rest of the winter. Luckily, spring is just around the corner.
Thank you.
Thanks, Annabelle. There's our first winner. 4,000 Rand goes to Annabelle Murray this morning. What an incredible prize. So for you at home, you can also say goodbye to sniffles and fever with the ultimate answer for cold and flu care this last stretch of winter. Stay strong, South Africa.
We are going to stay strong. We're going to feed you. And we have got the most amazing recipe. Think about it. Caprese, a salad, but there's gnocchi in it. Come on. And there's another drink over here. I'm not sure what this is called. Affogato. Affogato. That's what it's called. Sorry. I thought I forgot. And then Zuri X will be performing something called Love Letter, an incredible song for you. So make sure you stay there. And don't forget to stick with us. Your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're tuning into your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso right here on S3. And what we are doing right now, we are transporting ourselves to Italy for a real Italian taste sensation. Now, Woolworths product developer and content creator Zandile Finza is here to dish up a caprese salad, or caprese salad, however you want to say it, with a popular Italian dumpling called gnocchi as the main ingredient. Zandile, it's lovely to have you in the kitchen. Thank you very much. They look bright and beautiful this morning. I love it. Okay, so gnocchi. But first I've got to ask you, Zandile, what is it about Italian cuisine that you fell in love with?
I love how it's very simple when you look at it, but then the flavors are just layered. So if you think of like your caprese salad or caprese, sorry if we're wrong.
You see what I'm saying?
It's nicely layered. You have your tomato, your mozzarella, and then you just have basil, and it seems so simple, but it's so delicious.
You know, the best Italian dish I've ever had, I was in Genoa, which apparently is the birthplace of pizza, I've been told. And there they made a simple, very simple margarita pizza. Just with the top quality olive oil on top. It was the most unbelievable flavors that I had in my life. And since then, pizza's never been the same. But you're right, it is about that layers of flavor. Okay, so I'm gonna let you do your thing on this side.
Cool. So we have our gnocchi dumplings, very easy. So on the pack it says, you know, you fry it for like 3 to 4 minutes until it's nice and golden.
Is there a specific trick when it comes to cooking gnocchi perfectly?
I think frying it is much better than boiling it. When you boil it, it can get a bit stodgy. Unless you make it yourself at home, then you will pre-boil it a bit and then fry it. But I think the frying is an important element to add.
Does it get like a bit of a crispiness to it? I suppose?
Yes, and the color, and you want to get all the butter flavors in there.
Okay, so exactly what have you got in there now? So you got, what is this? This is...
So that is our fresh basil pesto.
That smells
So you want to get that in there, and then we're just going to season it with some salt and pepper.
Yeah, and it's also a nice way to bulk up a salad with this particular gnocchi.
Yeah, and it's potato. Everyone loves potatoes.
Yeah, no. My granddad always said, gezondheid uit die grond uit. You can't go wrong with a potato.
Okay, so we then will dish it out. You see, it's very quick and easy.
My goodness.
So then you get your gnocchi in your bowl. You have to try this one.
I am most certainly going to try this one. Other than gnocchi, what's the favorite Italian pasta?
So I love the long pastas. So any pasta that's long, your pappardelle, linguine, I think they hold sauce so much better.
I also like linguine. You know why? Because it says so nicely. Linguine. Right? Okay. And here we have some mozzarella balls.
Yes. So I'm just going to put some mozzarella balls. Like I said, caprese salad has amazing mozzarella. So these I actually like to break.
Oh, look at that.
So you can get a bit of texture.
Yes. And to make it go a little longer, you know?
Yeah.
You know? Give it some legs.
Okay, so you're going to just do that, and then you want your tomato, again, sun-dried tomato, just quarter it in there.
Yeah, you see, I'm just standing here. They don't need any help this morning because they're so confident in what they do. Yeah, exactly.
It's very easy.
Fantastic.
And then after this, so you can help with the basil.
Oh, yay!
You can help with the basil.
Okay,
so,
what do I...
So we're going to move this here. And then you can just put some basil, be creative.
Okay, so I... Be creative. Oh, thank you. We just got brought something else here.
Yes, so that is the balsamic glaze. Because you want to be fancy.
Because we did say it's all about the layering of flavors.
Yes.
Is that enough basil?
That is enough.
I think so too.
And then, who doesn't love some cheese on this? Some Parmesan.
Parmesan.
Oh, is that how you say it?
I don't know. I'm just going because it sounds fancy. You know, we're using all the big words today. Parmesan, linguine, caprese. You know,
so you can then just...
A drizzle,
like every good chef.
So this is like a balsamic reduction.
Yes.
Righto.
Like
look at this. Okay, I can feel all the mouths watering out there.
I feel like top restaurants are looking at this and, you know, we've made a creation.
You know what I'm saying? But it's also the style in which we are doing it.
Yes.
Because we have the flow.
So we have some forks there to try.
Okay.
So you can give it a quick
A quick mix.
taster.
Okay, tell you what, before we do that, right, so mains sorted. Now, like Carl said, we're not forgetting about affogato this morning. we haven't forgotten.
Dessert is super easy. It'll take 2 seconds.
Okay.
So you can scoop some ice cream into our glasses. So we're making affogato, which is basically ice cream with some espresso on top. But then we're doing an extra addition of adding the infamous Willie's brownie bites. So I'll just get on these ones.
2 scoops or 1 scoop?
Let's do 2. Feels like one of those mornings.
I feel so too. You know, never enough. Stracciatella is one of my favorites as well.
It's Italian.
It's another thing that says very
Italian.
nicely. Stracciatella.
So then we will then top it up nicely with some brownies. Because again, we want to add extra chocolate to that. You then have espresso.
Ooh, okay.
Easy.
Okay. You see, you can eat ice cream in winter. Because you can add coffee.
Yes. So we have our mains and dessert all done.
Oh, man. Okay. I'm going to quickly taste on this side.
I'm going to have the dessert.
You're starting backwards.
Yeah, I'm starting backwards.
Isn't there there's been a thing where you start with dessert and then you make your way to the starters,
That's how
right?
I eat everything. Okay.
Really?
Ready?
I want to get a little bit of everything in here.
Cool. Me too.
And a basil leaf. Oh my goodness.
The Italians
Perfect.
knew what they were doing.
Perfect.
Delicious.
Yeah, no, Zandila, thank you very much for coming through and spoiling us this morning, because this was quick, it's easy, and this is what we're looking for. You know, midweek type of meals where we're all busy, we want to put something together that's nutritious but flavorful and doesn't take a lot of time to put together, and this is it. So what you can do is you can find the Italian recipes on our website, expressoshow.com. Plus, go out and treat yourself to a real Italian feast with Woolworths. You can shop everything Italian in-store, online, and on the app. While I finish this. Lovely.
Oh, it looks absolutely delicious. And honey, I feel like we're not just being spoiled with the food this morning, we're also being spoiled with absolutely incredible music. And this is why we got Zuri X in the building. Everyone, please make some noise for Love Letter.
Love the way you love me, baby. Love the way you make me feel. It's the way that you touch me, baby. Makes me feel like I'm freaky, darling. Love the way you love me, baby. Love the way you make me feel. It's the way that you touch me, baby. Makes me feel like I'm freaky, darling. Love the way you love me, baby. Love the way you make me feel. It's the way that you touch me, baby. Makes me feel like I'm freaky, darling. Love the
There are stories of strivers, and we're inspired by them all. We invite you to write your story with us. Your story matters. ABSA.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And I can tell you now that if you have purchased a Lotto ticket, I need to chat to you directly now. We have the second highest Lotto jackpot of all time, 100 million rand, and it could be yours. So if you were in the Gauteng or Johannesburg area, I think this could actually be you. If you decided to get yourself a ticket in that area, we are looking for you. And I mean that in the best way possible as well. I might be your cousin. Who knows? But if you are in possession of that, there are certain places you can go to make sure you make yourself known. And you know what? This is how it happens. Somebody could be sitting on a dream of a lifetime, and it could be you. As long as you panda, push up, play, and of course 100 million rand, the jackpot has still not been claimed. So make sure you check your tickets as soon as possible and do play responsibly if you plan to do so sometime today. Congratulations. As we get into some news, here's Ewan.
Thank you so much, Carl. It is about 3 minutes about to go to 8 o'clock on your Tuesday morning. Let's take a last look at your major news stories. Starting off with your national news this morning, youth empowerment will be a top priority for the 7th administration, says Northwest Premier Lazarus Mokhosi. Now, he announced that the provincial government is implementing the Labour Activation Plan, which aims to create 27,000 work opportunities and training programs for the unemployed with a focus on youth. Mokhosi spoke during the provincial annual media day launch in Mahikeng. The Premier acknowledged that the province faces numerous challenges and committed to working diligently to resolve them swiftly. And police, through Operation Chanela, arrested 13,996 suspects nationwide last week. Utilizing detectives, crime intelligence, roadblocks and stop-and-search tactics, they adopted a bold and decisive approach to community protection. Now, the operations, led by each province's provincial commissioner, arrested, among other, 4,065 wanted suspects for serious crimes, including murder, rape, illegal firearms possessions and business robberies. Now, the SAPS affirmed their commitment to continuing these efforts and reinforcing state authority to ensure safety and security across South Africa. Making international news headlines this morning, nearly 100 police officers from the Democratic Republic of Congo fled to Uganda amid intensified fighting between M23 rebels and the Congolese military. The 98 officers arrived with 43 guns and ammunition, which were later confiscated. Now, in the past 4 days, at least 2,500 more Congolese refugees have crossed into Uganda to escape the violence. The UN has accused Rwanda of supporting the M23 rebels, who have seized large areas of mineral-rich eastern Congo, but Rwanda denies these allegations. And Bangladeshi Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina yesterday resigned after weeks of deadly anti-government protests, putting an end to more than 2 decades at the top of the country's politics. Now, 76-year-old Hasina fled the country, reportedly landing in India, and jubilant crowds took to the streets to celebrate the news, with some storming and looting the prime ministerial palace. Now, Army Chief Waqa-uz-Zaman said the military would begin talks on forming an interim government. Hours after Hasina's resignation, President Mohamed Shabuddin ordered the release of jailed former Prime Minister and opposition leader Khaleda Zia. And we'll end up with this story from the Olympics. At 51, Yusuf Dikec of Turkey. He earned a silver medal at the 2024 Paris Olympics, capturing global admiration. Now, Dikec and Seval Ilayda Taran won Turkey's first shooting medal in the mixed team 10-meter air pistol event. Now, Dikec's rather casual approach made him a viral sensation. No specialized eye or ear protection, just prescription glasses and small yellow earplugs. Now, of course, social media picked up on this and buzzed, comparing him to a Pulp Fiction character. Now, a Facebook page also, humorously but very falsely, claimed he was a former mechanic who became a shooter after a contentious divorce, captioned, "Sharon, if you're watching this, I want my dog back." However, Dikec claims to be a natural talent that doesn't need special gear and says he is already eyeing the 2028 Los Angeles Games. And with that story, we leave your news headlines for your Tuesday. Let's get one last look at your sports with Carl.
Now let's stay with Olympics, and all of these stories are going to be about that. Let's start in Paris with the news we want to hear. Someone with natural talent, Wade van Niekerk, is through to the semi-finals of the 200-meter, but with little breathing room, finishing third in his heat to round off the qualifiers with his time of 20.42 seconds, a touch quicker than Sean Maswangani. Now, Benjamin Richardson suffered a hamstring issue during the race, but could still join them through the repechage today. Then disappointment for Team SA as Prudence Segodiso couldn't keep with a blistering field in the 800-meter final, the fastest all year. Britain's Keely Hodgkinson taking a deserved gold with a time of 1 minute 56.72, but she was pushed by Ethiopia's Tsige Duguma with Mary Mora earning a powerful bronze. In another middle distance benchmark final, her Kenyan compatriot Beatrice Chebet kicked perfectly to beat out an entire field of major title holders in the 5,000 meter. Now let's get onto your schedule for today, and straight out the gates, Lauren Makaiba in the boulder semi-finals at 10. Miranda Charlene Coetzee gets a second shot in the 400-meter repechage. Likewise, as we said, Benjamin Richardson in the 200-meter repechage. That'll be at 12:30 this afternoon. Then it ramps up in the evening for Zakiti Nene and Lyth Pillay, already confirmed for the men's 400-meter semi-finals, and Zane Galdanes and Regale Joseph in the 400-meter hurdle semis. Good luck to Team SA. You are making us proud. And to end on a moment of true amazingness, I can tell you, not to be outdone by anybody and not to miss an opportunity to have all 75,000 pairs of eyes there in rapture. And all hearts, both competitors and spectators alike, 100% willing him on. Swedish pole vaulting fiend will most likely be what breaks the internet today. More action all across SABC when it comes to Olympics, so make sure you don't miss a single minute, and all analyses happening right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. But let's analyze the traffic. Here's Ewan.
Thank you so much, Carl. Let's quickly take another look at what's happening out on your roads. Out in Germiston, Gauteng, there has been an accident on the N12 West, and that's before Galuli's interchange. The right lane is currently blocked and recovery is in progress, resulting in slow-moving traffic in the affected area. So please just be aware of that one. And in Bellville, Cape Town, there's congestion on the R300, and that's northbound at the ramp to the Old Paarl Road. Maintain a safe following distance if you can, and please allow for some added travel time this morning. Be patient on the roads. That's what we have for you. We'll keep you updated if anything serious comes through. But for now, let's take another look and a last look at your weather. First and foremost, the South African Weather Service has issued no weather warnings for today. However, light rain and fog can be expected in some areas, but elsewhere it will be fine and cool. Meanwhile, the Department of Water and Sanitation is urging residents in Gauteng to maintain water conservation efforts despite the integrated Vaal River system holding steady at 81%. Now, the Vaal Dam, a key part of the system, is currently at almost 50%. Last year, at this time, the dam had a higher capacity of 90%. Furthermore, the Department of Water and Sanitation urges municipalities to address water leaks within the province. That's your environmental news this morning. And right now, let's take a look at another beautiful sunrise viewer. This was sent in by Rumba from Durban. Good morning, Rumba. I hope you're doing well. Thank you very much. Look at that. You might be on your way to work, on your way to gym. I'm not sure, but however, that is a beautiful sunrise. Thank you very, very much. Once again, Durban just comes through and shows off with those sunrises. Really appreciate it. Have yourself a blessed day, Rumba. Continue sharing your morning views with us. You can do so sending it on our WhatsApp lines, 063 408 8863. And with that, here's a last look at your temperatures going into your Tuesday.
always say, no matter the weather, honey, as long as we're together, everything will be all good. In fact, it'll be feel good. And this is why I'm so glad you're still right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty earlier on. However, it will not stop what is going on here, which is us celebrating the artist that is Zuri X and getting to be blown away by her gorgeous vocals and just her musical prowess. Everyone, please welcome her back to the stage with Love Letter.
Love the way you love me, baby. Love the way you make me feel. It's the way that you touch me, baby. Makes me feel like I'm freaky, darling. Love the way you love me, baby. Love the way you make me feel. It's the way that you touch me, baby. Makes me feel like I'm freaky, darling. Love the way you love me, baby. Love the way you make me feel. It's the way that you touch me, baby. Makes me feel like I'm freaky, darling. Love the way you love me, baby. Love the way you make me feel. It's the way that you touch me, baby. Makes me feel like I'm freaky, darling. Oh, baby, baby, stop trying to fight it, baby. Baby, I need you crazy. I'm in the kitchen naked. I'm on the altar praying. Baby, I'm cursed, come save me. Love the way you love me, baby. Love the way you make me feel. It's the way that you touch me, baby. Makes me feel like I'm freaky, darling. Love the way you love me, baby. Love the way you make me feel. It's the way that you touch me, darling. Makes me feel like I'm freaky, darling. Love the way you love me, baby. Love the way you make me feel. It's the way that you touch me, baby. Makes me feel like I'm freaky, darling. When I said that love me, bro, ain't got it on me. So I cool music. Ngiyabashela mina mama, labo bangekhaya. Oh, I call me now. When I said that love me, bro, ain't got it on me. So I cool music. Ngiyabashela mina mama, labo bangekhaya. Oh, I call me now. Love the way you love me, baby. Love the way you make me feel. It's the way that you touch me, baby. Makes me feel like I'm freaky, darling. Freaky, darling. Love the way you love me, baby. Love the way you make me feel. It's the way that you touch me, baby. Makes me feel like I'm freaky, darling. Love the way you love me, baby.
Come on! Her name is Zuri X, baby, and that is only number one of the performances. There is another one coming because who can get enough of this absolute superstar? My lovely, let me also tell you what else is coming up right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. We're getting to know Samora Mangesi. I mean, you already know him because he's iconic now. But now, brand new things. New host of Kumbule Kaya. Yes, that is me singing that song. However, it is him that is taking over the show. And also, we get into relationship advice. We're talking about my boyfriend's friend. Red flags around it. What is it about? Well, we're going to be finding out together. Don't go anywhere. You're still right here on Expresso.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back here on Kumbulekaya. I'm joking. Still Expresso. However, we are celebrating Kumbulekaya here on S3, and my friend, it is one of the most incredible shows that has come out of the SABC. Honestly and truly, it is legendary. And this is why, as it makes its way back, my friend, it does still hold onto that beautiful title of having the highest realm of emotainment. However, we know that Andile will still be at the helm, but we also know that there is new spice that is being added to the pot. I am talking about Samora Mangesi, the Eastern Cape's finest, and my friend, an absolute icon. Let's welcome him to the show, everyone. It's Samora! Samora, congratulations!
Thank you so much. Well, first of all, I want to say it's so great to be here, to finally be in your space with you.
I'm so excited.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm proud of you.
I'm so happy for you.
I'm happy for you.
You know, as someone I've known for half of my life, you know, and having seen your journey, I think it's so great to be able to be here. Number two, I do want to say the poster that you guys sent me yesterday to promote the fact that I'm going to be here, I've been getting so many congratulations.
Yes.
But I think it's because people think I have now joined
Expresso.
And I can't go back and tell people that
we can talk to the boss.
Yeah, I mean?
That's why I said welcome to Kumbulekaya Expresso together. Amalgamation. I love it here at SABC. We can do it. Samora, I am so proud of you.
Thank you, my
Like
dear.
you said, we've known each other half our lives.
Yes,
and I definitely think that this is such a beautiful thing for you in terms of just a full circle moment, because we all grew up watching Kumbulekaya.
Absolutely.
Literally.
Absolutely. And I think just how it happened was really... I find myself chuckling about it all the time because this is a show that I used to watch with my grandmother, and I still feel very connected to her every single time that I watch the show. It's now become a ritual that I have on my own. But for months or maybe even years before this opportunity came up, I started this thing of, guys, we are now the adults in our families.
Come on.
So we need to watch, we need to listen to Imi Panga on the death announcements so that we can actually go see your vela and, you know, pay our condolences. And then also, I would say every single Wednesday, because we are now the adults that are going to be bringing our families together.
Correct.
And it was always just a joke on Facebook between myself and my Facebook friends. And yeah, so when the opportunity came about, I just found myself chuckling every single time. I was like...
I spoke this into being.
I'm like, wow.
Yes, honey.
Wow.
And this is the beautiful thing, is that you're coming together with Andile to make Kumbulekaya even better than it has ever been before. Who thought it could even get to that point? Because you guys are such an incredible combination, just in terms of what you've done on your own and now together. But speak to me about the change that you're going to bring to the show.
So I think a lot of people are a little bit skeptical with regards to kind of messing up a winning formula. We're not trying to change anything drastically because the show is great in itself as it is.
100%.
However, I think what was found to be a little bit lacking was the personal touch. Because when you go out there and you have these very, you know, intimate moments with people, and they have to do it with a director who is behind the camera.
Yeah.
You know, now at least I am there to hold a hand, you know, to give a hug when need be. So it's not necessarily a great big change. It's just an addition that's going to elevate the show a little bit more.
I love that. And I mean, it obviously is something that needs that emotional intelligence.
Absolutely.
Because, I mean, it's about people finding their lost loved ones, their estranged loved ones. And I think that you're the perfect person for the job.
Thank you. And I mean, I was listening to you guys chatting a little bit earlier about
Breastfeeding Awareness Week.
And I was listening about, you know, the whole skin to skin and the connection. And some of the saddest stories that you hear on that show is when a mother has, you know, abandoned a child and how that just really, really messes up someone. So I'm so glad that you guys are promoting those kinds of relationships between mother and child, because yes, we're so used to dads not being around, but when you find a story where a mother has just not been around, it's so sad, and you get to see the destruction that it causes. So hopefully our families will be able to be brought back together. Hopefully we will have a South Africa that has families that are, you know, still intact. Or that mothers and children are still able to have relationships just based off of that connection that they have from birth.
I love that. And Samora, speak to me about this. You know, of course, you are now connecting with the show. You're getting in tune with it. So what has been the biggest thing that you've learned about yourself on this journey?
It's something that I've always known. But, you know, every single time you try and act like you're a tough guy.
Oh.
Big man on campus.
Kamipe is what you are when oh my baby.
Yeah, no, because you connect with the stories and you connect with the people. And some of the stories that you hear and the people that you meet and just how touched they are and how hurt they are. And you often will find people who say, oh, you know what, I'm an empath and whatever. And I've never really thought of that. But those stories hit you.
Yeah.
And they really, really touch you. And you go home and you say, I am actually very fortunate.
Yeah.
I am so fortunate not only to have my family, but also to be able to be a conduit that helps these people find their own.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, it's something that I'm very grateful for.
That's beautiful. And Samora, of course, you mentioned earlier on that, you know, you were there to hold a hand, you know, help out during the times of now we're actually getting to reconcile these families. Speak to me about the most supportive thing you possibly have done in trying to support them and, you know, kind of just making them feel like, hey, man, like you're not on your own in this.
So we actually haven't done a lot.
Okay.
We haven't shot a lot of episodes. I'm actually leaving here to go be... yeah.
Thank you for making time for us, sir. Yes.
I will always make time for you.
Oh, I love you, Wena. Oh, man, yes, stop it, Wena. We are working. Come on. Yes.
But yeah, no, so I think more than anything, it's just trying to get the team together and making sure that we do follow up. And you'll have people see either the bus or they'll see the car and they'll come up to you and they'll say, hey, listen, this is the situation, and just lending them an ear and taking down the details.
Yes.
And it's already started, but I know that I'm going to be, you know, you'll probably be at Groove.
Hey,
and someone's going to come up to you and say...
Oh, Andile from 1984. I haven't seen him since then. Please, Samora, help me find him. That's what they're going to say.
So I've just had to memorize, you know, like the contact details and stuff like that, just to be able to give it to them.
Even at Groove,
even at Groove, you know, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. Samora, you're absolutely incredible. I'm so proud of you. From us doing plays together when I was 12 and you were 14 to now, you know.
Can I unlock a memory?
Okay, go ahead.
This was from the one of the plays. Yes. Where are all the villagers? Everyone is scared of Woof Woof. Woof Woof, Bow Wow the rapper. Ah, you sisters, the Wolf Shaky Wacky Dog Wolf.
Not you remembering
the wolf, but there's so many villages and there's just one wolf. He bites.
He is a presenter with a bite, okay? That's why we know him from the likes of RGB and so many others. But my lovely, he is now taking it to Kumbulekaya on SABC1. It starts tomorrow, 9 p.m. every Wednesday. And remember, it is the absolute point and pinnacle of what we call emotainment in South Africa, and an iconic show through and through, which is why I think it's so apt that it has an iconic presenter joining it alongside Andile. Don't miss it, SABC1, Wednesdays, 9 p.m. Right about now, though, my lovely, you're still on your Feel Good Breakfast show, and we got a whole lot to do. What's going on, Kate Teasy?
It's so great to see you, chat the Sam Mangesi. Ah, my boy. You know what, can I tell you, there's another thing that I want to give you is that, you know, winter is here, and winter is are you getting cold?
Yeah, a little bit.
Let's warm you up.
Thank you.
So we're very excited to bring some warmth to your winter with an incredible giveaway from game stores. In fact, today, you have the chance to win a 2,000 Rand shopping voucher to spend on anything you like. Hopefully something warm.
That sounds lovely. Sounds warm.
It does sound warm.
It does sound warm, yeah. You keep doing that.
I will.
Now, to enter, what you need to do is to reply to the competition post on the Expresso social pages and tell us what are the winter hot take deals from game stores that are making you feel the warmth this winter, the warmth from inside. Maybe, I don't know, is it the cozy blankets or maybe an energy-saving heater? We want to know what products are keeping you snug and warm during these rather chilly months.
Shall we do some hot takes?
I think we should.
Okay, some hot takes, all right. You're not really warm until you got yourself an electric blanket and a cozy fleece throw. Just saying. You're not really warm until you get those things from Game. That's my hot take, okay? That's what it is. It's there for you. If you don't like it, it's fine. That's why it's a hot take.
It's definitely a hot take. You know what another one is? Can I give you another hot take?
Give it to me.
I'll give it to you. A portable heater.
Yes.
It's always great for warming up any room in the house. Because why?
It's portable.
It's portable. You can move
because you can move it, and
You know what I'm saying?
if your heater doesn't move, it's not a heater.
Exactly. It's not a
There we
portable
go.
heater.
You see?
Yeah, another one.
With a hot take.
Yes.
How about a kettle, man?
Wow.
All right, a kettle is essential to keep cozy with a winter warmer drinks. All right, let's not forget filling up that hot water bottle as well. The bottom line is that you need a kettle deal. If your kettle doesn't come with a toaster, it's not a kettle.
Exactly.
There's
Look
a
at
hot
that.
take.
There's two hot takes.
There's a hot take. Done.
Packaged in one.
Come on.
No, but let me tell you, it's been a staple in my house. The kettle and a hot water bottle.
Right.
It's just been a thing. It's like it's a bedtime routine nowadays. So there we have it. Some incredible hot takes just for you. And remember, you stand the chance to win a 2,000 Rand Game Stores voucher. That's a lot of money. You can do a lot with that. So get creative and enter by telling us what winter hot take deals from Game Stores are making you feel the warmth this winter.
And don't forget to add the hashtag #GotGame. Competition closes Sunday, 16 August. All the T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com. And just think about it, right? Do you really have a deal if you didn't go to game? Another hot take.
There we have it. I feel warm already.
Yeah, lots of hot takes there, hey?
It's a hot take. You know, we're also going to heat things up in the studio right now because Tuesdays are reserved for a little bit of relationship dilemmas and red flags.
Definitely.
And we have a bit of a situation that we're going to run you through in just a little moment. And we want you to feel free and comment on it as well. We'll unpack it after the break. And we also have a relationship expert joining us on the couch to unpack it because it really is an interesting dilemma.
It is a great one. In fact, get thinking already. You know that friend you shouldn't worry about? Should you be worrying? I'm going to leave you with that. Stay there.
So cryptic.
I know.
Are you a handy hero at home looking for your next project? This is your chance to get started by entering to win 10,000 Rand in cash each week from Plascon South Africa. Buy any Plascon product and post a pic of yourself with your product on social media with hashtag PlasconSA. Make sure you follow Plascon SA on Facebook and Instagram. Competition closes midday Friday, 9th August, so enter now. T's and C's on expressoshow.com.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And while we all feel good, we're also not scared to broach certain topics that we need to chat about. Let's focus on the matters of the heart. Now, it's a Tuesday, and you know it does mean that we get to chat about relationships. And there's a certain dilemma that you need to hear about. And along with certain guests that we've just brought in for the chat, you and I would like to give you something. Now, there's a certain story.
Let's unpack it for us.
Can we share a story? Call it a case study, but here's a story.
It's an actual real story.
All right, so here it is. You can read along with me. I, and now this is 28-year-old female, feel uneasy about my boyfriend's friend, 25-year-old male. He seems to show interest in me, even though he has a girlfriend, a 29-year-old female. And my boyfriend and I are committed and faithful. This friend frequently hugs me, often takes his shirt off around me, and has made awkward comments and gestures like showing me what I consider inappropriate videos. He also seems casual about boundaries, like having women on his shoulders at a rave. I'm unsure if I'm overreacting or if there's an issue I should discuss with my boyfriend. Should I bring this up or am I just being paranoid?
Hashtag player.
What? Not yet. We have to,
oh, not yet. Sorry.
The professionals first.
Sorry, let's go to the professionals.
Yes.
So joining us this morning are professionals, HPCSA registered mental health counsellor Danielle Meyer and Daniela May, who is a family therapist, divorce mediator and parenting coordinator. Let's welcome them.
All right, yes, let's go.
We got to give them a round of applause.
Yeah,
because
more.
This is a dilemma. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Lovely to have you.
Where do we start? Number one is we forgot to make you tea. But we're not going to go there. Sorry about that. Okay, so... Oh, this is... How do we even start?
Let's start with an overview.
Yes. Yeah.
What is your general kind of consensus when you listen to this dilemma filled with red flags?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, in this situation, it's very clear that there's lack of boundaries in general. Yeah. And so I think, you know, obviously this female is feeling uncomfortable in the situation. So it's important to acknowledge that. And I think also this friend is just not respecting her personal boundaries at all. So I think the general overview there is, where are the boundaries?
100%. 100%.
Yeah, I think it's also a case now. So what does he stand to do now? What is that first step? She's feeling a certain way. Obviously, this person is in the friend circle, the circle of trust. I don't know. But who does she go to first? Does she broach it directly with this friend first, or does she go to her boyfriend first and say, listen, this is what I'm feeling. What is the right thing to do here?
I mean, the first thing I just want to state is the obvious, is what is a red flag actually? Because I think there's a little bit of confusion in this topic about is this a red flag or not, and for who. A red flag is simple. It is anything that makes you feel uncomfortable. It doesn't matter. Our red flags may be completely different. So does it make me feel uncomfortable? Yes. Now I have the power to do something about it. Now, what you were asking, the question of who do you broach the topic with? I think that this is also something that needs to be considered very carefully. But who is her allegiance to? What relationship is she wanting to protect here? If she's wanting to protect her relationship with her boyfriend, speak to your boyfriend about it. You know, you should not now be worrying about the friendship that they have because the friend clearly doesn't care. So broach the topic with your boyfriend. Again, you're hoping that you're in a relationship where there is empathy and understanding and love and support, that you can broach the topic with the right kind of mindfulness, that it can become a discussion. The other thing is, what is going to happen if you don't broach your boyfriend with this, and then all of a sudden it comes up later and he now feels like you did not feel like you could trust him with it, or he may even feel like you were the one that condoned it. So it is something that's very, like, you have to be very careful now, because whatever you do in this kind of situation in terms of how comfortable or uncomfortable you feel is going to pave the way of the expected behavior going forward.
Articulated beautifully. And I think that's brings you onto the boundaries within this thing. And I think if you look at the whole taking the top off in front of me, inappropriate videos being shown, etc., some people have that type of nature in them to just say, like, this is my chom. I'm going to show them what I show my choms, even though you're a female.
Maybe this person's completely oblivious to the fact of how she feels.
However, if you haven't verbalized, hey, I don't like this video, you shouldn't be showing me this, or I'm not comfortable with you taking your top off around me, if that's not laid down as a marker, I suppose, for boundaries, then in that situation, where does one go here in terms of what if the person responds with, that's just how I am. I mean, you're my friend. You're dating my friend. What's going on? So how would you even broach that type of angle to the topic?
Yeah. So, look, I think it comes, like you said, is this just how this person is? What's going on?
Yeah.
And I think what's important to remember here is that it's her personal boundaries. She's feeling uncomfortable. So she needs to express, or start by expressing that, listen, I'm clear and honest about what my personal boundaries are. Your inappropriate behavior is making me feel uncomfortable, and I think that's important to acknowledge.
Yeah.
And even so, she needs to tell, you know, as Nella was saying, tell the boyfriend, I actually don't like how your friend is making me feel. And in that moment, also express to the friend that, listen, in this moment, I don't actually appreciate you doing that. And that's how we start to implement those boundaries that are going to be healthy.
Yeah, I think it's interesting here because in the write-up, that we went through, she said, is she just being paranoid?
Yes.
So maybe it's clear that she doesn't understand her own red flag, right? In this particular situation.
Yes.
And this is what we need to focus on, really, for her to be able to take an active, positive first step.
100%. That's very well said. And I was going to say that this whole scenario is like a game of spot the red flag.
Yes.
And the biggest red flag that I see in it is her. So I was exactly what you've just said now, is that, would you like to swap seats with me?
No, I'm good here. Thank you very much.
No, so I think that she's the biggest red flag because she is the one that's being affected. Like we've just said now, everybody may be oblivious to it. So if she doesn't speak up, and she can sit with herself and think about who, what, or how to bring it up, but the longer she avoids it, the worse off she is. So she is the biggest red flag in this situation for me.
Because, we can read it and initially read it, and you can look at this boyfriend's friend as, the enemy in this situation, but maybe he's just an innocent kind of bystander and is just loving his life within the friend circle.
And perhaps the boyfriend is oblivious. Perhaps he's egging the friend on. We don't know the situation. So that is why we can't judge the situation, but we can say it is your personal responsibility to make sure you feel comfortable, because life is too short to sit there in a situation that you feel awkward in.
I like that.
Well, we need to continue this conversation. There are so many permutations as to how this can give us some little notes for relationships in the future. However, Zanele, if you listen to this, what are your thoughts on it? Where's the red flag here?
Listen, I definitely agree with our lovely queen of love over there, which is honestly that if you have kind of, that uncomfortability, then I think you need to interrogate it. And for me, I'm like, there are those certain things that sometimes you feel them in your gut. And sometimes your gut is speaking to you and you just need to listen. And I think that the red flag is just at the point of her having realized that, there's these so many different instances. I think if it was once, then maybe it could be like, is this a real thing? But the fact that it is continuous, that's where we kind of need to maybe have that conversation with the boyfriend. That's what I think, Cape Town family.
Thank you. You see, that's good. Good communication, and I can tell you that's communication. We should chat about this. Now, we'll be addressing some of your comments a little bit later with our professionals on the couch very, very soon. But, of course, there's more to come on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Zanele, what do we have?
Oh, of course. We have got a delicious, cheesy tomato orzo. Can you hear how lovely that sounds? My friend, we're getting into that recipe very soon. And then we are also going to be blown away yet again by Zuri X. She's going to be performing African Man. You heard how unique her sound is. And trust me, you want to hear more right here on Expresso. We're going to take a short break, but we'll be back after this.
There are stories of believers, and we're inspired by them all. We invite you to write your story with us. Your story matters. ABSA.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to this rather intriguing conversation that we're having this morning. Joining us as we're taking a look and hear what you, as the viewers, had to say. We also have this morning joining us HPCSA registered mental health counsellor Danielle Meyer and Daniela May, who is a family therapist, divorce mediator and parenting coordinator, to unpack a little situation this morning. Just to give you a brief summary, we are dealing with a lady who feels uncomfortable with her boyfriend's friend, a little bit inappropriate behavior. That's from her point of view, but really is it? So we've been exploring that. There you can read on the screen the whole scenario. And we're unpacking it with our experts this morning. And we also want to hear from you, because we did receive a bunch of comments. Should we head into those, maybe?
Let's go straight to first comment from social media. Let's go straight into that right now.
Let's see what we have here. Your advice. Okay. Josephine. Hello, Josephine. Thanks for coming through. It is a red flag. Tell your boyfriend, keep your distance from him. He is trouble.
Ooh. It's a bit difficult, though, when it's your boyfriend's friend to keep distance at that particular stage. But we get it, Josephine. Thank you so much. Logan Himan saying, confront him in front of your boyfriend and his girlfriend in a nice way. Sometimes men don't know they are being inappropriate unless you tell them. If he continues such bad behavior, then take it a step further.
Okay, all right. Let's take a look at another one here. Let's blow that one up quickly. Here we have Ms. Hyde. Good morning. He sounds to be respecting your boundaries as well as those in your relationship. Have a talk with your boyfriend about it, as it seems that this might be the kind of guy that feels he doesn't need to listen or to respect any woman.
I think that first respecting was disrespecting. I think there's a little typo there. Praline saying, definitely red flag, redefine boundaries, and make it absolutely clear.
Okay, so this just brings us back to, okay, is this a red flag for me?
Yeah.
And what do I stand to do? Because like we said, he could potentially be completely innocent in all of this, right?
Yeah.
But let's say that he is engaging in inappropriate behavior, and maybe she is a little bit afraid to broach this topic because it is a friend of the boyfriend. How is this potentially going to play out in terms of the relationships between all of them?
Yeah. So, look, I think it's important that it needs to be addressed, whether tensions arise or not. And the reason being is that her personal boundaries need to be prioritized.
Yes.
And I think when we look at the motivations behind his behavior and what's going on,
it
can also help the boyfriend realize why there's a need for boundary setting in the first place. And it gives the couple an opportunity to get insight into the situation as to what may be, the best solution moving forward. There's obviously a lot of variables and factors at play here. We have the boyfriend who may be seemingly oblivious. We have the friend who's probably just, hey, I'm living life, I'm at a date, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So there needs to be a conversation around what is the red flag, as the comments were saying. Define what the red flags are and look at then implementing those boundaries.
I want to flip the script a little bit. Do you mind?
You want to flip the script?
I want to just flip the script
you
a
have
little,
time
because now we are reading this whole, this whole thing, right? We're reading it for what it is.
Yeah.
Is there potentially, the way that she feels and explaining herself, expressing possible attraction to this said friend that she is battling with, based on her response there, what she wrote?
Yeah, so look, I think in terms of that, she may be in a place where it seems that she's also a little bit confused about what it is that she's feeling. Because obviously she may be interpreting the cues as, oh my gosh, this is inappropriate, this is what I'm feeling. So also, what is a frame of reference and what is a lens in this context? And that's why we were saying it's so important that she first need to identify what it is that's coming up for her in terms of the whole relationship dynamic.
I love the way that you flipped the script there, because what it brings up for me is the best challenge to figure out what's what, because now we have a relationship, a friendship, and a weird situationship. And what we're doing now is, if she just brings it up, we have the chance to actually pick apart the relationship and see what's what. Out of the discussion and out of the conversations, maybe disagreements, we'll now find the strength of the relationship. We'll find the strength of the friendship, because if she comes and she really is that important to her boyfriend, and he has a problem with the fact that she's now got a problem with the friend,
She'll cut it right there.
He'll cut the friendship. She doesn't know. You should never, ever expect somebody to cut a friendship for you.
That's a whole other discussion.
that's another
But
discussion.
what I'm saying is that if it's so serious and he says, well, if you're not going to respect my girlfriend's boundaries, we're going to have a problem, there's the strength in the relationship. If he says, don't be ridiculous, that's my best friend, I don't believe you, is that the man that she wants to spend her life with, you know? If the friend says, oh, I'm sorry you feel that way, but it's just me, I'm not interested, then the situationship is like a problem. So it kind of like gives you the opportunity to test not the boundaries, but to test the actual connections that you've got there and see how much respect there is between everybody.
Relationship integrity is very important, and this is what's going to bring out, provided that everybody's feelings are validated within the process, which is very, very important, number one. And then number two, I think that the biggest test is the friendship. Because if I go to my friend and I'm like, dude, you're taking your top off in front of my girl and she's not really that comfortable with it. He's like, I'm so sorry. I didn't know I was treating her like a friend. I'm sorry. If you have a problem with that, I'm your friend. I'm going to stop. That's where the integrity is going to show its face, which is so powerful for a friendship. And there won't be awkwardness because we are friends. And if we are real friends, there won't be awkwardness. If there's fluidity within that, foundation of friendship, then I think that's another call that you need to make in terms of the people you surround yourself with.
And just a little tip is like some people don't understand how to actually approach this. So one thing that I have to say is that nobody can tell you how something makes you feel. You're the only person who can do that. So instead of saying, your boyfriend is making me feel uncomfortable, that is a problem. That's accusational, you know.
Yes.
If you go to them and say, listen, this is how I feel. I'm not saying you're doing it or not. I just need you to understand my perspective on it.
Yeah.
It's making me feel uncomfortable. I hope that you'll understand that and maybe make the changes. They can't say they're not doing that to you because they are, because you are validating your own feelings here. And then it's not a competition, you know?
I think it's very important to, for her to take a step back and recognize where she is, where does she fit into all of this now? What is making her feel uncomfortable? Karel Kat?
Yes, I'm going to make some food while we're talking about, I'm a bit hungry. But
Orzo.
I want to leave you with, there's a certain voice note that came through, and I think somebody really needs the help of these two ladies. So I'm going to leave you with that.
Thank you.
While I make some food. Excuse me.
Appreciate you. Just, drop it and run. That's what Karel Kat does. But no, he's right. The voice note did come through from one of our viewers, and they really need your help. So let's quickly take a listen to the voice note that came through.
Me and my partner, we just broke up, and I'm very sad. Can you give me any tips, please?
Okay, so plain and simple. His partner broke up. They're no longer in the relationship. He sounds very, very sad. Yes, it's to be expected from a breakup. I don't know how long the relationship has been going on, but to help this gent.
Yeah. Look, breakups can be hard. You're obviously going through this transitional period where you're mourning the loss of the relationship. You're mourning a version of yourself that was in the relationship. So it's really important right now that he now focuses on himself, puts his mental health first, his emotional health first. And if need be, there's no problem seeking out therapy to help him as well.
And to add to that, when you say put your mental health first, what that to me means is embrace it. If you want to cry, cry. If you want to scream, scream. Don't be hard on yourself. Feel everything. Feel all the feels you need to feel. Write things down. I always say that it's so powerful to use as many senses as possible. So when I go through a difficulty, I like to take a pen and write it down. So whatever's in my mind and whatever I'm feeling, I'm writing. So I'm touching it. I'm reading it back to myself. So I'm seeing it. I can hear it when I read it to myself. Own it. Know why you're sad. Because when you realize what it is that's making you feel that way, you can deal with it.
So if you are just aware of the emotions that you're feeling with regards to grief, the healing process will be better and it'll be quicker, because if you bottle it up and you're trying to stand strong, then it's going to take you it's going to come out at certain places in your life. So thank you very much.
And there's always tomorrow, and there's new relationships awaiting around the corner.
Don't be afraid to feel the emotions.
Definitely not.
I love it. Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it. It was lovely. Always nice to have you on the couch with your expert advice. And for our little dilemma out there, well, I hope that maybe you've gained some insights and learned something as well. Right now, let's cook.
Good idea. Thank you so much, ladies. Fantastic. Vulnerability is indeed our strength. And let's bring that strength to the kitchen for a second. Now, we're bringing some Italian flair into this lovely kitchen this morning. And I want to give you a fuss-free, delicious, cheesy tomato orzo recipe. It's hearty, flavorful, and sure to impress your guests. It's going to look like you spent hours on it, but don't worry. It's quick because you're going to use Denny canned soup. Their range is ready to serve, and of course condensed options are available to you as well. Just to let you know, the condensed soups, which can be diluted, are ideal for cooking and perfect to use in recipes for a very, very quick, fuss-free and delicious family mealtime, but also perfect to enjoy on its own. In fact, on your own as well. And with no added MSG and no added preservatives, you know you're going to get the best out of this can. Plus, all right, cook with orzo pasta first for a less starchy sauce. You could also use macaroni or spaghetti as a pasta alternative, but those are just some of the options. This is why I'm using it today. Come join me, my brother. Let's go. Let's go. Orzo.
Orzo.
First and foremost,
Orzo.
we're going to open this lovely can. And guess
Well
what
done.
we're going to do?
I hope you didn't break a nail.
I didn't. No,
Yeah,
not today. So this is what I'm talking about. You are going to get
Is this
flavor.
hot?
You can switch that on if you want to. Let's go a high heat, because all I'm using is 3 ingredients for this.
Okay.
And that's it.
Just 3?
3 ingredients. First one, I want you to add that, please.
Okay.
That's the first one.
Any particular way you want me to
I want you to the thing is, it's going to look like you spent hours on it. So give it some joie. Give it some, look at that, stop it. And that's going to heat up.
Is that good?
That is fantastic. That's probably the best pour I've ever seen out of a Denny can. Seriously, I've never seen anything like that. Has Denny called you for the ad?
They should now, after all of this. Because, you know, we got this right.
That's wonderful. No, I'm so proud of you.
I can even do it anti-clockwise.
You can do it either way, up and down. This is great.
Yeah,
Look
it's all
at
in the
you.
swivel of the can.
No,
Look at that.
you're amazing.
Yeah, anyways.
So now, while that's heated up, so you're going to see it bubble. And as soon as it starts bubbling, guess what goes in next? The orzo.
Just like that?
Yeah, the orzo. So once that starts bubbling, the orzo goes in. After the orzo goes in, we're going to make it more unctuous, and we're going to add cheese. So the cheese is going to melt through the sauce, coat the orzo. We're going to serve with some basil leaves, and we're done.
Is unctuous a word?
Yes.
Really?
Indeed, it is. It means really beautifully flavorful.
Unctuous.
Unctuous, exactly. You're most welcome.
Okay, so
once that's bubbling over.
But you've obviously cooked this for us.
That's correct.
You know, in the 30 seconds that you've been here.
That's correct. That's what I do. And also, it's a beautiful. I like it as a pasta because, you know, it's got that sort of, I'm going to say, like a rice grain effect.
I was about to say,
flavor
it looks
bites,
like
flavor
rice,
bombs every time.
Rice that's been flattened.
It even looks like almond flakes if you look at those little things. It's
but it's not almond flakes.
No, not at all. That's it.
Ooh, okay, it's getting hot now.
Yes, and you're just going to mix that through. Once the entire pot has got its heat, it's ready for the cheese. We're going to mix it all through. It's going to create something absolutely beautiful. And yes, you guessed it, unctuous. And we're going to serve, dress perfectly. I would serve it with some beautiful, like crusty, you know, bread. You know, just something really beautiful and rustic.
Yes.
That's what I'd serve it with.
Oh, wow.
And you're going to mix that through. And
okay,
already,
this is getting really hot
No,
now.
I like that, actually. Keep it going, brother, because the cheese is going to slow down that heat as well, and it's going to melt through, and we are good to go.
Okay, well, let's just incorporate all of this.
I love cooking with you, you know.
Oh, my friend, you know what?
And the way you mix. Hey? You're a DJ, my friend.
I'm a DJ.
Wiki. Orzo.
Wiki Orzo.
DJ Orzo.
There's our brand new hit.
Keep on mixing, because I'm going to drop in some cheese now.
Ooh, this is the beat that you're dropping now.
That's it. I'm dropping the beat. The cheese. It's going to be great. And
fantastic.
With the cheese, you can choose what type of cheese you can use over here. I think something sharp and tangy is important because you got a lot of sweetness that's coming out of that Denny can, which is really great. As you said, that's a creamy tomato, you know, ready to eat addition of Denny. So remember.
But this is also nice because all of the recipes we've made this morning is quick, easy, and it's very flavorful.
Keep on going, brother.
Keep on going. Okay,
Keep on going.
Okay.
We're going to use this whole cheese bowl.
Wow, you're doing it so... You're making sure that the entire country sees that you're putting cheese.
Yes.
You don't, you know,
no, I don't gooi.
Like,
trust me, if you know me well, I don't hold back on cheese.
Yeah, for Frikkie that just came into the living room right now, it's cheese he wanted to show.
And I know a bunch of people are also Googling unctuous. You're welcome. So there it is. Okay, that's enough for now.
So what did you say unctuous means again?
Unctuous, like just really beautiful and flavorful.
It's such a weird word to describe beautiful and flavorful.
It is indeed, but I can tell you, once you use it for when you cook at home,
it
for
almost
the
makes
fam,
you anxious.
But that's the opposite of anxious. You're so confident in the flavor, you're like, this is unctuous, and I love it. So just whenever you cook again, just use it in a meal saying, what I've done, I've drizzled some unctuous stuff. And then they'll be like, what? It's great. It's very great.
Unctuous cheese.
And now,
But look at this, it becomes this.
It's not enough.
It's not enough, we need more. Like I was about to say something, it's not unctuous enough.
No, it's not. We have to keep on going with that. And as you can see, we're getting that.
Yes, now we're getting there.
Consistency.
That's it.
That is what we need. And you're folding it, and you're doing such a great job.
Thank you.
And I'm excited because when you plate that, we want to do something special. We could, guess what? We could add some more cheese on top if you're that bold. Basil leaves are fantastic too if you want a bit of crunch, because texturally you want to get some more crunch on top of there. I mean, I'd go as far as saying some breadcrumbs, and I'll put it into an oven, and I'll do a little bit of a top on there as well for some texture.
So you're taking a 3-ingredient recipe here,
and I can add. You can add if you want to.
You're zhuzhing it up.
I am. But there it is. While you stir that through, remember, you stand the chance to win an 8-piece cast iron cookware set to the value of 4,000 Rand plus weekly Denny hampers valued at 1,000 Rand each. To enter, simply recreate a 3-ingredient meal. Not like me, I added a lot there, but 3-ingredient meal using any Denny product. Then submit the recipe, photo or video on Facebook or Instagram. Entries can also be submitted via DM. That's right. We don't mind if you slide into our DMs by commenting on a Denny post or by tagging @DennyMushrooms. Don't forget, #DennyDeliciousness in all of your posts. Entries close 11 August 2024. T's and C's can be found on Denny, that's DENNY.co.za. Look what you did.
Buddy, this smells amazing. And look at that final product. That's what it will look like when it's done and a little bit cooled down.
We're ready.
My friend.
That's all you, my friend. We are doing this. I wish you could taste this zanele, but I'm sure you got some things coming up on the Feel Good Breakfast Show, but we'll send you some, okay?
Thank you, my lovelies. This is why I love you guys, because, you know, you also want me to be part of the experience, but it's okay, because you know what? The menu as a whole has been as delicious as Denny's, and this is why this morning, my friend, we get to shut things down with an Afro pop princess, an Amapiano Bacardi queen. I'm talking about Zuri X. She's going to be ending off the show on a high, but first, we're going to take a short break. Don't go anywhere.
Beat even the most stubborn cough with tartrazine-free Expigen cough syrup, effectively relieving congestion by loosening phlegm to let you breathe more freely. Better still, 2 lucky Expresso viewers each stand the chance to win 4,000 Rand cash by answering the questions on the Expigen competition post on Expresso's social media pages, using #AdcocOTCWinter in your answer. Competition closes 16th August. T's and C's on expressoshow.com.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We have a couple of minutes left in your company, but first we got to tell you, one of you out there, check your tickets, Mzansi. The second highest Lotto jackpot in South Africa has been won, but the search is on for the lucky winner who bagged the mind-blowing 100 million rand Lotto jackpot this past Saturday, the 3rd of August. It's been won, but not claimed.
The winning ticket was purchased in Pretoria, Gauteng, and could it be you? Check your Lotto tickets right now to find out if you're a winner. And Panda Pusha Play, Etuba is the proud operator of the National Lottery.
Yo, go check your tickets. All right, let's wrap up the show with a little bit of music. Up and Josie, Zanele standing by.
I always say we're winning when we got superstars. So everybody, please, closing out the show, it is Zuri X with African Man.
Oh baby, baby, oh so hamba, oh buye, baby, baby, bekobanigi, oh sorry, I'm baby, baby, oh so hamba. Baningi, oh sorry, Anguwe my love, Guwe baby, Amabola baba, Guwe Sandra, the way you love me, seduce me, control me. We've had some issues, but baby, come leave me. Loving the way that you push up on me, baby, puts it on me when you're telling me things. African man and he's gentle with me and he's treating me nice while he eating me out. I know he bossy but he's just what I like. He moving crazy but we living this life. He took me riding and I love how he drives, so I set my ass down, watch me drive him all night. I'm baby, baby, uzo hamba. Love me, baby, love me like that. Dominate me, yes, I like that. African man, I will follow your lead. African man, I will do as you please. African man, I will bear all your seeds. African man, I will listen to you. Cook and serve you the cow that you kill. If you like, I will serve on my knees. Baby, baby, so how about, oh boy, oh boy, baby, 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 baby,
Another feel-good production.
To enjoy every drop of goodness from the freshest fruit full of vitamins. Crush it real good. Clover Crush, your daily goodness. Also in delicious new nectar.